MCG. We are in for an absolute ring-a-ding-ding game. Of course, Geelong going into this game as favourites. They're about 152. And, of course, Brisbane Lions going in as outsiders. There's about 250 round about those prices for you. But I tell you what, it's a beautiful day at the MCG. It's probably about 15 degrees, a little bit of breeze swirling. But we are in for some type of game. And, of course, here are your team lineups for today's matches. And, of course, pretty much no changes. We're only a couple of minutes out. Of course, the in for Geelong is Reece Stanley. Of course, Tom Stewart going out with concussion last week. Lachie Neale comes back for the Brisbane Lions. He's a big in after, what they thought was an 8 to 10 week injury. He got that done in about 3 to 4 weeks. So welcome back, Lachie Neale. Big inclusion. We'll see if he withstands the full game. And, of course, Jared Berry going out after dislocating his shoulder. There are your lineups for the 2025 AFL Premiership Game Grand Final for the Geelong Cats going from the back line. We've got Connor O'Sullivan, Sam De Koning, Jack Henry, the halfbacks, Mark O'Connor, Guthrie and Humphreys, the centres, Graham Myers, Maxie Holmes, Oliver Dempsey, the half forwards, Brad Close, Sean Manor, Tyson Stengel, the forwards, Shannon Neal, Jeremy Cameron, and Paddy Dangerfield, of course, Reece Stanley, Bailey Smith, Tom Atkins, the followers there. Interchanges, Blixars, Martin, Mullen, Clark, and Bowles. There we go. And, of course, for the Brisbane Lions team, their lineup, Dane Zorgo from the back line with Gardner and Lester. The halfbacks, Wilmot, Andrews, Starcevich, Hugh McCluggage into the centre with Lachie Neale and Levi Ashcroft. The half forwards for the Lions, Charlie Cameron, Ty Gallup, who's been in red-hot, scintillating form, and Zach Bailey. The forwards, the full forwards, Cam Rayner, Logan Morris, Callum Achie. Of course, the followers, Darcy Fort, Josh Dunkley, Will Ashcroft. The interchange bench there for the Brisbane Lions, Kai Lohman, Jasper Fletcher, Sam Marshall, Bruce Revel, and Oscar McInerney. That is your team and your lineups. Let me just reboot this for quarter time. We'll get to the stats at quarter time and have a look at the players. All right, let's pop back on over here. We'll head down to the commentators when they're just singing the national anthem, and they're going to get us into this big game today. Tell you what, it's been a big lead up into this game this week. The Cats and the Lions, both teams in fantastic form. I'll tell you what, who's going to do it today? Well, I don't know. My tip is Geelong, folks. My tip is Geelong, of course. But the Brisbane Lions, they've been in red-hot form, beating Collingwood to make it to the grand final. All right, folks, let's head down to the commentators as they finish off the national anthem. And then we're going to get into the bounce of the ball for the grand final here at the MCG between Geelong and the Brisbane Lions.
Sensational rendition of the national anthem. It is now business time. We toss the coin in a moment, Kane Corns and Luke Hodge, but it is game on from now.
Absolutely, BT. All the festivities are over now. You can just narrow in your focus to when your first contest is upon you, and that time is coming up for these two teams.
All right, let's go to the middle. Harris Andrews have arrived. The umpires today, as I said, Andrew Stevens, Hayden Myers, Simon Meredith and Jacob Mollison. Simon Meredith in his 10th grand final as Paddy Dangerfield, searching for a second premiership, arrives in the middle.
Call, Harris. Right way you go, Alex. Heads. Heads is the call. It's a head. Yeah.
Alex, of course, was part of the kids' call on Channel 7. Harris Andrews wins the toss and he kicks to the city end of the ground. Let's get downstairs. Mitch and Abby are down there. Welcome to you guys.
just like 19 degrees, having more than 99,700 people in the house.
The subs are locked in as well. So Jack Martin for the Blues, his first year in the hoops. He'll be ready to go if and when they need him.
Been dealing with a corpse calf. Jai Clark into the starting 22, having been the sub in the first 2 finals for the Cats.
Lockie Neal as well. All eyes will be on that man. He is the sub for the Lions. He's been such a big story to follow over the last few weeks.
He's only played 3 quarters in the last 8 weeks. The Lions didn't want to take the risk with a full game. He is waiting in the wings as sub when ready.
No, we cannot wait for this one. The atmosphere at ground level is electric as we throw up to you, JB and BT, to get the call underway.
Hodgie, what should we look for? Any chance of any matchup that we need to think about here?
Yeah, well, Chris Scott likes to play a few mind games, so he's starting Mullen on the bench. We know after about 5 minutes he's going to go on and go to McCluggage. Atkins will probably take account for him early on. You know, O'Connor, he's going to go to Cabrera to continue that really exciting contest that they had in the first qualifying final. Don't be surprised, BT, that 5 minutes into the game when Stanley comes on, that Blitzarf doesn't sneak down and just keep an eye on Harris Andrews, make him accountable so he can't go and take those intercept marks.
All right, it has all come down to this. The best of the best. Massive noise. And we are underway. Perfect bounce. Stanley a little piece of it. Here comes Smith with a soccer off the ground. Open space.
Archie's got that Dempsey wing. 3 goals in the qualifying final for Dempsey. They didn't have the matchup right. Archie gets first crack.
Fought clean possession, but kick couldn't be applied properly. The tackle wasn't either. Ashcroft. First foray forward, Brisbane. High and long. Oh, that's a quality mark from Henry.
So Henry, here in the back pocket as the Cats just settle. Conservative kick down the northern wing. Dangerfield tried to manage the ball out the back to Dempsey. Dempsey did well, got it at the head of Starcevich. Spills to Bailey Smith. Beautiful left foot sizzler. Stengel takes the mark. Neil was on the lead. Here comes Cameron. Jeremy Cameron won't get there. Runs out of tarmac. Cats 4A forward, including Bailey Smith.
Darcy Cameron's got that job on Jeremy Cameron. Darcy Gardner on Jeremy Cameron. Ryan Lester was on him early. The last time these 2 teams met, had 5 shots at goal.
Very good forward half stoppage team, Geelong. Atkins hard at it. Zach Bailey tackled immediately.
Dangerfield, as expected, started centre bounce. JB Starcevich is going to pick him up after the centre bounce, so he is going to wear him like a glove and go everywhere with him. He's at this stoppage.
Off this scenario, the Cats, Atkins, Brian Myers, now Smith. Outside of the boot, wobbling ball. Well done. Jasper Fletcher.
Young star, and this is what they love to do. You've got to keep them under 100 uncontested marks.
Lester's kick is not good. Bitten off by Max Holmes. Not quite within range. Holmes goes deep in the pocket. Neil! Has he marked it in the field of play? The umpire says no. Touched on the second grab over. Boundary throw in stoppage for Geelong at the punt road 50. Massive crowd at the G. Beautiful afternoon in Melbourne. Neil doing the ruck work against 4. Knocked down to Dangerfield. Bailey Smith, second touch of the game. Picked up by the star McCluggage. McCluggage went out wide. Got in the way there on that occasion. Gallup did well, the youngster. Handball over the top. Comes here to Ashcroft. Ashcroft got it back. Brisbane go forward without great thought.
Henry intercepts again. Brian Myers a little one. To Koenig. Just calms things down. High to half forward he goes. Danger comes at it. Sweet mitts.
He's seeing it well, isn't he? The absolute sweet spot of his career at the moment.
Long to the top of the square. Blitzarf to come in from the side. Dempsey's there as well. And the thump through. First score of the grand final.
Here's Zorko.
This is where he doesn't want to be too aggressive, BT. Let the game unfold before you be too aggressive and try and go through the corridor.
Switch a little bit of fumble, close them down. Zorko with the soccer, goes straight through home. They might get the advantage out of this. Gallop's handball was smothered. In went Myers. Did he have it? No. The advantage could be played. It is. The Cats go on. Smith thought about a bounce. Driving ball inside 50. High ball to the square. Dempsey flies, couldn't mark it. Archie there and fought with a desperate kick straight into Zorko.
Zorko had a couple of goes at it. They are really battling to exit here, Brisbane 2v1 ground level. O'Sullivan taking in a very good Logan Morris tackle, and that's a good result for Brisbane.
Really well, Logan Morris. There's the drop from Dempsey. That's what he does. He pushes forward, but how shaky have Brisbane started? Turnover from Leicester. Starcevich dropped it. They're under the pump. Ball living in Geelong's forward half.
Forward a little touch. Brian Myers on the up, got it to Atkins. McCluggage has got him. Fort misses with the attempted kick. Sean Manor ground level. And Fletcher wraps him up.
Just that O'Connor-Rayner matchup is happening again. Of course, got the better of him apart from the double free kick in the qualifying final. They've gone there again, and Mullen just onto the ground, straight to McCluggage.
Knocked down here, Manor. Wilmot trying to rip it out. Dunkley engages with Manor.
Guthrie's just playing that spare, the Tommy Stewart roll just off the back of the stoppage. They can't let him sit by himself. You watch Kai Loman's being cautious of him, just trying to sneak up late.
See him on the right-hander screen there. This contest is taking place within metres of the interchange area. That's a tap on the floor.
Over the line for me.
So that will be a free kick going Wilmot. Ruck tap. All to go. Wilmot, such an attacking player for Brisbane. That's a high ball, catch it if you can. They fly, no winner in the air. Morris was in the hunt, Gallop, little handball out sideways. Dunkley didn't want it to come out. Morris kept it alive here. Guthrie's got a bit to do and did it so well. Taconing's bothered by Cameron. Cameron needs to get into the game early. Humphrey managed to get the handball over the top. Now Myers is under pressure. Downfield, Myers free.
Yeah, Cam, he dropped him, Cam Rayner. He's already, the frustration is there. I don't mind him making a physical statement early, but he can't be giving free kicks like this off the ball.
Brian Myers normally uses the ball superbly. Wasn't a lot on.
You saw the umpires take control. Last time the two teams played. Gotta let it play out. It's grand final day. Let it be physical.
And that is a hard tag. Mullen on the McCluggage started on the bench. He doesn't even worry about getting the ball. His sole objective is to keep Hugh McCluggage tight.
Stanley into the side, missing of course last week. And Manor just run out of time. They kept it in. Lally Smith. The ball stayed in. McCluggage picks it up. Long ball here for Brisbane. Morrison from the side. Ashcroft went to the deck. Gallop went without it. Stanley spins out. Reville. Nice and clean to Bailey. Bailey inside 50. Rayner! Couldn't hang on. Opportunity missed for Brisbane.
Kai Loman's a little bit sore after that last stoppage. You can see the claret.
So is that out of bounds or not? Make your mind up. That one wasn't. Ball was still partially on the line. Little handball. Bailey has a shot at goal. Misses. So Kai Loman with this head knock here, you can see just from that collision there, and split open on the left-hand side.
So Blixarf started in the ruck. Stanley started on the bench. Stanley now into the ruck, and Blixarf has gone forward with a hard tag on Harris Andrews. Harris Andrews trying to get to Neil. So there's a bit of ring-a-ring-a-rosy, and there's a lot of blood. They should be getting him off.
Well, the trainer tried to say to the umpire, this should be a blood rule, but the umpire wasn't watching. Dangerfield. Starcevich. Again, the footy manages to stay in. Reville couldn't get it over the top of Cameron.
So just with that Starcevich-Dangerfield matchup, what that does, if we get another look at this, friendly fire with the knee, that is nasty. Nasty one. So he'll get the attention that he needs right now.
Thanks, O'Shane. Thanks,
Starcevich and Dangerfield. Dangerfield can come up to the contest, which does clear out the Geelong forward line. Gives the likes of Neil and Jeremy Cameron a lot of room to work inside 50.
Oscar, Reese. Let's go.
Kai Loman will get patched up. McInerney. Missed last year, of course.
Well,
To the back, Bose. No room to move.
bit of cat and mouse, Hodgie. Harris Andrews trying to get to Neil. Blixarf's trying to get to Andrews, and that would leave Leicester free.
McInerney clean possession. Thumping ball forward. Morris in the air, brings it to ground. Again, the Cats have to do some defending.
Let's go. Thanks, Mark. Anyway, back this way.
O'Connor trying to find his way through. Bailey's got space. Gallop the knockdown.
Let's go.
Again.
Come on. Up. Thank you. Same again.
Rayner looks like he's in a mood. Plenty of banging, cracking at the stoppages here at the moment.
This is the 14th stoppage of the game already, so highly congested, highly contested stoppage game. Hard to break it open. That will happen.
Down to Rayner. He ran over the top of it. Holmes again, so very much a stoppage game. Not a lot of clear action yet, Hodgie.
That's the third time Bailey's been almost by himself and tried to get on the move forward.
To the boundary, Gallop. Holmes. Ball ain't going anywhere from here. In fact, the free kick will go Brisbane's way here. Too high, says the umpire. If you wanted it in someone's hands, it's this man. He's a nice, accurate drop punt kick of the footy. He is a right to left bender, so this is normally the suiting the left to righters. Let's see what happens, but there is a little bit of wind and bluster here today. Zach Bailey. And too near to the near side. And a minor score.
Much has gone to the Shane Warne stand side. This one goes there, but misses everything.
Put on the line.
Brought in now, Zorko. Good couple of minutes here for Brisbane. Zorko a long one. Ford is down there to ground level. Ford tried to find Ashcroft. Massive players. And a ball up.
Geelong are so well trained at just getting numbers back into that D50. So much support there for their defenders.
McInerney almost Dunkley on the fly.
Smart tactic, JB, is looking at Patrick Dangerfield going to get some attention. To go to Dunkley, just a toilet break for Patrick Dangerfield, I'm being told, but hit it to the defensive mid, the unsuspecting opposition.
Third stoppage, same spot.
Sam, Oscar.
Scott looking for a third premiership.
That's play on.
Goes. Stays in play. Clark. Kept it alive, but put it into a dangerous spot. Gardner. Wilmot. Thought about Gardner. Wrapped it around the corner. Too much bend.
The story, Darcy Wilmot debuted in a final in 2022. 83 straight, 14 of those finals. Ridiculous start to his career. This is a good kick for Brian Myers. Thought about going. Now he does by hand. Holmes down the outer side. Good ball for Jeremy Cameron. An open forward line for Jezza. Neil comes at him. He goes to a more central spot. Blitzers! Had a heap of it. Now they can chain it out here. Wilmot wrapped up in the tackle. Brian Myers, a little one. Dumping inside 50, Harris Andrews to control the ground ball. And this will work for Brisbane.
Ashcroft. Levi. Slowing the pace for Brisbane. Geelong have looked likely, but yet to do it on the scoreboard. It'll knock down Humphries. Couldn't hold the football. Humphries there. A bit of a fumble. Been a couple of those from either side early as you expect.
19 tackles the line so far to 6. Pressure's been on. That's where they were outplayed last time these two sides met.
The 246, McInerney. Manna. Chased by McCluggage. Benton around the corner. Gardner's done a fair bit already. Little handball off to Jasper Fletcher. Put it into clear land. Had to go and meet the football, O'Sullivan. And it did. Richo, you're sitting up in the stands at the punt road end of the ground. What do you see?
Yeah, level 1 BT. Reece Stanley has now come and playing as the deepest forward. That leaves Blixas in the ruck against Oscar McInerney, so he should be able to run off him.
Might get a free kick here, Richard. On cue. Stand.
Nice little bit of cat and mouse in the Geelong forward line. Zorko's playing in front of Stengel, trying to really push up. Stengel's trying to drag him deep.
Wilson Humphries. A wide one here. Might be another free kick.
That's a matchup.
Couple of options forward. Jeremy Cameron, one of them. He lowers the eyes, hits Brian Myers right on his limit. He's got a square option. De Koning is that option. Got it.
Well, you called it, JB. Never ever going to have a shot, Brian Myers there. De Koning just floated down so strong in the air. And of the first goal scorers in the grand final, I wouldn't have predicted this, man. This would be a huge strike if you can go back. An unusual first goal scorer, but brilliantly done from Brian Myers.
First proper look here for the Cats. Offline.
Been 100 to 1. Going.
I reckon, PT. But like the qualifying finals, Geelong have done a really good job at forcing the front half turnover.
Harris Andrews.
There's another one.
Lester fumbles. And the Bows. Out wide, Cameron Zorko there. Gardner support. Been terrific early. Fumble. Manor. Back to Bows. Handball over the top. In the square, Dempsey. He just does this all the time. First goal of the grand final. They just thought through this really well. Look at that. Look, holding his width. That's what he does so well as a wingman. The Brisbane Lions said Dunkley gets sucked too far over towards the contest. Dempsey just hung back near the point post and just used the width, plays that wing role so well.
He's kicked 31 goals this year. 24 of them have been from inside 30. Does it so well.
Holmes almost fought. Did really well to get it to Fletcher. Now Ashcroft. Archie over the top. Lyman with a bounce. Goes forward looking for McInerney. Couldn't take the mark. Cameron ran into a brick wall. There's Dempsey now defending. And beautiful mark. Archie.
It was a good response from Archie. Had that goal kicked on him from Dempsey in the goal square. That's the matchup that they've identified on the wing. And at that last centre bounce, he held his width really well, didn't get sucked in, and then pushed up for that. That's his direct opponent that kicked it straight back to him. Very good overhead and a smart footballer.
For Brisbane's first of the grand final. He's hung it out to the right.
Yeah, the wind, it doesn't look a lot here to JB, and I'll talk later on with Richo about it at the punt road end, but it is tricky.
So that man, Cam Rayner, he's got to do something. He's got that matchup, hasn't touched the footy yet. He cannot have those mental demons. He's got to lay a tackle. He's got to get involved.
Clark, to avoid the Cameron tackle. Neil being held by Starcevic. He's able to use the man on the mark rule to great effect. Went to Cameron in the pocket. High ball. Lester's been terrific so far. Harris Andrews in there. Had to get rid of it wide. Archie under pressure. He'd do well to get it out of bounds. Kept it alive. Neil, O'Sullivan. All the talks for Geelong there.
So Mullen comes off. and leaves McCluggage, and then Bailey Smith goes over and says, I'll take him. Now it's Atkins, so they just do a good job. It doesn't have to always be Mullen, but it's the next up that will play that team role.
9 inside 50s apiece. O'Connor taken home.
Go through. Ready, Mark?
I'd like another look at that. Yeah, that was high, but frustrating start for Cam Rayner. 2 frees against. Hasn't touched the footy yet.
They go inside here, Geelong. Ground level Dangerfield. Dempsey's there as well. Flicks it to Neil. Now to Smith. Not much on, so he tumbles it inside 50. Gets past a lot of hands. Now Lester. Morris comes at it. Rayner, the fist, O'Connor. The handball, as you heard from the umpire, flicking it over the back here to Guthrie. Atkins, not a lot of room for him. Back to Humphries. It's all happening in tight quarters.
Just noticed Lockie Neal on the bench there before came. Now that says to me, if Lockie Neal is on the bench in a game like this, one of the best players in the league, but this is a risk, that's why he's there.
No doubt about that, BT. Now they think that the injury is fine, but the conditioning is the concern. That's why they're protecting him. Not a move that I would have made.
Ford, Stanley, Fletcher, such good hands. Ashcroft's everywhere. Beautifully measured to McInerney. The overlap beautiful from McCluggage. McCluggage with a straightening ball to Lohman. And he marks it down low. It was a beautiful link-up play from the Lions.
Well, that's it, Kane. That stoppage there. Atkins got sucked in towards the contest, and Hugh was able to break out. Mullen, when you're on the bench, you're frustrated. Your teammate won't be able to shut him down. He kept him really quiet the last time these two sides met. That's what the Lions need. Get the ball in his hands.
And Hodgie, Mullen is coming back straight on the ground after that. Chris Scott has said enough.
Kick 4 in last year's grand final. Kai Lohman right behind him on the Telstra footy cam. Follow this ball all the way through.
Towards the ball. Mullen has not done that for a game. He played on Hugh McCluggage. He got attracted, lost the ball. Levi got a touch. Hugh got a touch. Lions get their first goal.
Dangerfield bashed in the tackle. No exit.
Did really well. Ashcroft there on Dangerfield. 6 centre-bounce clearances last week alone. Patrick Dangerfield. A quiet-ish start. They've done a good job on him so far.
Forward. Bailey belts it even further forward. Cameron lost his footing. Dangerous handball. Gallop can pick it up, can thump it forward. Kyle Oman just couldn't get a handle on it. Goes back and searches for it at ground level to Ashcroft, to his brother. And that's going to be play on, and now Dangerfield can bring it away. High one. And brilliantly done, Archie.
Looking to counter-attack through the corridor, nothing there. Demanding the footy wide and disappointed he didn't get it, Fletcher. Goes a little longer, Lohman at the back, ball knocked forward. In front of the MCC members here.
It's a really good opportunity for the dangerous Brisbane halfbacks because Geelong's high half forwards come right into the stoppage. Wilmot and Fletcher and Zorko, when he's there, have the opportunity to make them pay from outside 50.
Cats are managing Brisbane at the moment. Can they exploit? That's the question. McCluggage, Fletcher, Morris is the target. Offhands Lohman again, the danger. 3 Cats converge. 1 line comes out with it. Bailey misses.
They have had some very good looks, Brisbane.
Lohman and Bailey looking so dangerous. Bailey already with the 3 score involvements, and Loman's a bit sore. He has been sore all year. He was limping last week.
Going to go to Dangerfield and Starcevic here, but it'll get beyond them. Ford. And it broken out of his hands by Stanley. Atkins. Clark. Worked his way through that nicely. Stengel. Leicester. Coughed it up, and now they're goal side. O'Sheen Mullen. This brilliant athlete from Ireland can straighten up and go bang.
A play from this guy. He's described as the Nick Dacos out of Ireland. He came, he was on top of his game over there. He left that JB, comes here, and now a star in our game on a massive day. Catch by 3 points. Fought out of the middle. Atkins, given plenty of time. Pitched up by Will Ashcroft. And now Bailey again. Now he's kicked 3 behind so far. And as Richo would say, is the little man entering the top end of his head.
He's calling it.
BT, you don't want to give away the goals here today. It feels like there's some breeze there, but you saw the DeConing one. It just doesn't come back down this end in particular.
Slightly helping him here, Richo.
Yes, BT.
And you can see the result. For Bailey, that is his 4th behind here in the first quarter.
He's looked so dangerous. How important he's putting the damage on the scoreboard early in big games. Jeremy Cameron now up on the wing, and Dempsey has gone forward, rotating with him.
Holmes a long one. Neil taken out of it illegally.
So Dempsey's got Gardner now on him deep forward here, if they can get it in.
Neil lowers the eyes, pretty well to pose, and
the other one as well is Jez has taken Archie forward.
back to Holmes. Goes searching for Stengel. Wilmot superb in the air.
Geelong forward line filthy then. Had blitz after, had Cameron all deep. Harris Andrews was dragged outside.
McInerney. Bose. And Clark.
Oh, Chris has got to be pretty happy. He's got the game on his terms. Brisbane, they average 97 uncontested marks per game. Just 8 in the first term. Geelong completely shut down Brisbane's ball movement and have made it a stoppage game.
No one gets on the end of that. Marshall impressive, wandering through. Holmes taking the ground.
So this broadcast, JB, 130 countries around the world. 150 million people have the opportunity to watch it. And it is at the big arena here in Melbourne, the Coliseum, the MCG. It is a 2-1 battle here at the moment. Rayner knocked out of the way. In goes Cameron as well. He needs to fire today. They need him. Ashcroft snap. Out of bounds on the fall, so lots going missing here at the moment.
This is where the Lions beat. They can't panic. Just then, that was a rush kick. Try and compose yourself. Get a little kick inside forward 50. They need a goal here. Got too much work in there not to get rewarded.
Clark with real composure. Gained 20 metres and bashed it long. Bose has been good early. Holmes running for him. Kicks a real sidewinder forward. That is a legitimate skill error. Left the boot horribly. But it's now in a dangerous spot for the Cats.
Oscar, Shannon.
Telstra tracker there, deepest forward. Neil, 23%. Dempsey started on the wing. Push forward.
Holmes busy early. Smith, Stengel. Coming at it in the air, Henry. Back to Stengel. And it is for the Cats.
It's already twice today.
I just love this from a young player. Look at Fletcher and Smith. Look at just how disciplined he is. Well, that's an easy handball round the back, usually for Bailey Smith, but he fights and he prevents him from getting that. And then the frustration from Smith shows little things make a big difference in grand finals.
Beautiful kick from Zorko to Archie. Just over a minute remaining here in the first quarter of the 2025 Toyota AFL Grand Final.
They've got Gallup, Harris Andrews and Oscar McInerney all long down the line.
And he does that. Long down the line, there's DeConing over the top of Andrews. Spills to Lohman, nice little peel-off handball back to Ashcroft. Banged it forward, Blitzarf setting himself. Humphries in front, nice mark.
Stand, Dusty!
Really well done, Geelong. Good form, 15-3 over the past 5 months they are. Their form stacks up, coming in as the favourite for this game. Humphries in the back half.
Punt.
Very late stages. Putting speed on the game through Smith. To half forward he goes. Neil. Zorko ground level. That handball's going to miss. Cluggage was near enough.
Watch Bailey Smith get on the move here. They know there's not long left. One of them will try and cut through.
Just Harris Andrews' ability to come from the front and spoil. He does that better than anyone in the game. He's a gun. Has had a huge final series. 15 intercept marks across the finals.
To the front. Atkins, busy at ground level. Great pickup. What about the spot? It's okay. And flicking handball won't beat the siren. So quarter time in the grand final. And it is the Cats leading by 3 points.
All right, folks, there we go. Quarter time, and it's the Cats 2-3. 15 leading the Brisbane Lions, 1 goal, 6-12. The Lions just unable to capitalise on those behinds. I tell you what, some of the troublesome times they've had in the past, the Brisbane Lions kicking straight. Tell you what, this is a day, folks. This is a day you've got to kick straight. If you want to put pressure on the Cats and take out this, the final dance here at the MCG, the AFL Grand Final of 2025. But I tell you what, we are in for a ring-a-ding-ding game here this afternoon. Tell you what, the pressure is absolutely immense here. Of course, 3-point margin there to the Cats. Let's just have a look at the stats up until quarter time. I'll be interested to have a look at the tackle count for both sides because the pressure is absolutely on fire by both teams. Tell you what, she's a tough old game. Mullins got one and Dempsey, they're the 2 goal scorers. Both singles for the Cats. Of course, for the Brisbane Lions, Kyle Lohman is the single goal scorer there for the Brisbane Lions, but plenty of behinds kicked for them. There we go, Maxie Holmes, as he always does. Addy G gets up the top of the table on the disposal count. He tops the table with 11 disposals. Up until quarter time, he's at 8 kicks, 3 handballs, 3 marks, a tackle and a clearance. Of course, for the Brisbane Lions, top of the table, Will Ashcroft. He's had 9, 6 and 3 clearances. Dane Zorko working hard back there in defence. He's had 7. Bailey Goldilocks Smith, he's had 7 also for the Cats with Myers and Bowles. I tell you what, this is a ring-a-ding-ding game. I tell you what, Ty Gallup, I tell you what, he's in for a good game today. Can he handle the pressure? Well, we'll certainly find out. He's had 6 in the opening term. Oliver Dempsey's also had 6. Let's just roll on down the ball. Hugh McCluggage, I tell you what, they're doing a nice roll on him. He's only had the 5 touches, Hugh McCluggage. A danger player there for the Brisbane Lions. He's only had the 5. 3 clearances, though. He's good at getting the ball in his hands. There we go. Paddy Dangerfield, well, likewise, he's only had the 4 touches. No score. 2 and 2 he's had. 2 kicks, 2 handballs. Shannon Neal, the spearhead down there for the Catters. Just the 3 touches. Hasn't hit the scoreboard yet. Just with the 2 touches also. All right, let me just roll on down a little bit more. Jeremy Cameron, there we go. The Jezebel. He's had just the 2 kicks. Maybe Gallup Lions. I tell you what he might be. He was absolutely fantastic last week. Was Gallup. All right, there we go. Charlie Cameron, just the 1 touch, 1 handball. Let's just have a look at the team stats just up until quarter time there. She's pretty tight. It's the Cats by 9 disposals overall. Both teams getting plenty of ball inside forward 50. Both 14 times inside forward 50 in that opening quarter. 5 scoring shots to 7. Brisbane Lions leading the way. Free kicks, well, the Cats. Well, is it the hometown umpires? I don't know, but there we go. 8-3. Grand final day, they always sort of let it the play roll, which is what we love. There we go. I don't know why that just loaded back up. There we go. The hit outs, the Lions there, +6. Clearances, +4. Just 2-1 clearances in favour of Brisbane Lions so far up until quarter time. Contested, both contesting really hard in this game. It's a fantastic, as I said, uncontested possession. This is a little bit unusual. Usually the Brisbane Lions well on top of the uncontested. The Cats not allowing them to just do that chip around. Let's roll on down. Look at the marks also. 17-12, the Cats. They're grabbing the ball a bit better. Just the 1 mark inside 50 for the Cats. So the Lions defence doing exceptionally well. 3 to the Lions there. Just want to have a look at this tackle count. This is what we like to see. Brisbane Lions absolutely bringing the heat. They're bringing the absolute heat on the Cats today. 24 tackles already for the game. That is fantastic numbers. Finals footy. Grand final football. It's all about pressure. There we go. And this is having a conniption. Keeps on loading up. 10 tackles inside forward 50. That is just incredible. 11.5 is the season average. So they're on song, the Brisbane Lions. Can they put the score on the scoreboard though, Al? I don't know. That is what we're going to have to wait and see. But we're going to head back down to the commentators. And they will take us into the bounce of the ball for the second quarter, where it's the Cats by 3 points.
Cam Rayner is the only player on the ground yet to touch the footy.
He's followed him every step of the way today, Mark O'Connor. A close watch from Cam Rayner.
Back up to you, JB and BC.
And Jabs ready to go here in the second quarter. Umpire Simon Meredith to get us underway. Bathed in sunshine, the MCG. Geelong by 3 points. Ford out of the middle. Ashcroft and Cameron give chase. Little bit of a fumble there from O'Sullivan. Picked up by Clark. Towards the boundary. It's the second or third time that Charlie Cameron has fallen over. Now Blitzarves on his non-preferred left boot, long ball. Brisbane players tangled, such as their desperation to compete. One of those, Starcevic.
So they have to get that man into the game. Started high half forward, so he's got to come up to this stoppage. I don't want them to concede and put him to the goal square like they did in the qualifying final. He's got to do something different. Didn't touch the footy in the first quarter.
This is where, Kane, you can put him up into that contest and not give him a roll. He can go past, put a block on, have a flyby, just try and have some impact around the stoppage.
Because O'Connor's going to go everywhere with him, Hodgie, so he can dictate.
Nearly Smith. Now it is Smith. Floating ball in the Neil and Andrews direction. They allow the ball to hit the deck and allow Stengel to be dangerous. Bowes. Was he held? Yes, he was.
It should be 50. It's got to be 50, JB.
Had to be.
He's kicked it 10 seconds after the whistle.
Come on, Brian. Not in the grand final.
Time back,
It's got to be 50, Hodgie.
Not in a grand final. 100,000 people. They've paid the free kick.
Boy.
Been undisciplined. It's the 5th free kick they've given away for holding the man already. And Chris can't believe it. It had to be 50.
Jack Bowes to give the Cats the perfect start to the second term. And that is exactly what he does.
The desperation. If Harris Andrews can get there, spoil that over the boundary line, you can't let blokes like Stengel and the dangerous forward to the catch. You can't let a ball just bounce around. And then that there, out of position, perfect spot there from Bales. Goes back and puts it through.
So 9-point cat lead. Fans love it. For another knockout in the middle. Getting on the end of it was Holmes. Dangerfield tackled by McCluggage. Got it away to close. A dribbler inside Manor. Got it back, turned on a flippity bit. The kick away by Close. Blitzers! Couldn't mark. Stengel shot at goal, missed.
Looking really dangerous. The Cats early in this term.
If they get their centre-bounce game going, which they had last week in the prelim against Hawthorn, look out. And Brisbane just have not been able to do this. They cannot transition the ball for their back half yet.
They go to a good marking target here in Andrews.
Clark got across.
Neil kept it in. Umpire allows a lot of time for that ball to spit out. Holmes been busy. Henry. Dangerfield flying. It gets beyond him. Dempsey almost. Great smother on Ford. Good pick up Archie. Wilmot. To green grass. To Coney will get out there. Cameron. Also a look. 2v1. Coney did well.
Well done, Sam DeConey. He was there. Oscar McInerney was running back inside 450 all by himself. As you see, Dempsey's big fly here almost takes the mark apart from Dane's got his road. But well done, Sam DeConey. Nothing. It's not great leaving your opponent all by himself in forward 50. He left, made an impact.
Zach Bailey through the stoppage, dangerous.
Right at the feet of Blitzard, he is. Just went over his head. McCluggage. Morris. Jarkner got it. Now Richo, you're sitting behind the goals at this end of the ground, and the wind is not what you think it is.
No, you're right, BT, and we saw that shot with DeConing in the first quarter. He hung it out at that right post, and it just kept going right. I reckon this one here for Morris, it's just inside right post. Don't give away the goals, as you saw with that DeConing kick. It just didn't come back. It was a little bit more central, though, DeConing.
So you heard Richo's call there, and I agree with him. Just inside right goalpost, but do not give the right goalpost away. It feels like you want it, but don't do it. Kick is beautiful. Magnificent. Morris, and a big goal for Brisbane.
Important to have a teammate. Bailey gets into a dangerous position which draws Atkins away from Hugh McCluggage, and that's all you need in a game of football like this. Give your teammate 1 metre of space. Hugh gets a clearance out, surge forward, and hasn't Locust Morris been sensational for him this year?
Been good in these games too, Hodgie. Holmes again good, although the kick was smothered now. Stanley a high one. Cameron been quiet so far. Close came through. Bailey Smith controlled a really difficult ball. Puts the Jets on, around the body. Marked. On the line by Fletcher.
Bailey Smith and Harris Andrews having a bit of a shoving match there. And Zorko's, he try and thread the needle. You bet he does. Ashcroft looking for an overlapper. There he is, the bull. Rayner goes inside. Morris has got the city, might be interfered with. Boy, we saw one that in last week. Cameron has a shot. It's raining big moments.
We are gathered here today
Well, this is what this man can do quite early, but can he light up the MCG? 29th final, 50th goal in a final, if you don't mind, 4th grand final, and there's the motorbike, or is that the Snoop Dogg car? I'm not sure, BT, but there's a dance in there as well. He's on.
As Holmes breaks it up. Touch ball, as it's going to be Zorko to take it away. Good minute and a half, 2 minutes here for the Lions. McCluggey's got a handball off. Lawson Humphries spun a couple of times, got it back to Holmes. He kicks it straight back to Zorko. Out is Will Ashcroft. Bouncing through the middle of the G. Inside 50. Horrible ball. That'll be a free kick to O'Sullivan.
Will, he tried to do too much. You've got a forward leading at you. Reward your forward. Don't take a bounce. Hit up your teammate by himself in the forward 50.
Yeah, he ran out of legs, overstretched at the end. Had no juice left to kick. Sullivan's ball goes out wide, straight into the waiting arms of Leicester. Leicester centres the ball to the dangerous Zorko again. He set up a couple, check the man on the mark, goes with a low one inside. Now they fly. This time Henry. Safe for the Cats. Brisbane by 2 points.
Second really good intercept mark taken by Jack Henry.
That ball had to go to Morris in the pocket there.
Small, dangerous here, Smith. Bang, bang! He had it handily to Hurd. Gabs, down to you.
Lachie Neale might be the sub for the Lions, but he's heavily involved down here on the bench. He's giving some advice to young Levi Ashcroft, who's on the interchange as well. So it's really quite vocal down here at ground level.
Bailey brilliant on the fly. Dunkley in the air. Guthrie able to take a relieving mark. They're suddenly under siege a bit here. The Cats. Humphrey.
Well, that's because they've shut the options down, JB. Look, there is no space. It is one-on-one. You force the long kick. This is perfect. Momentum has swung back to Brisbane.
Plenty in the air here. Dangerfield ground level, holding free Geelong. That's a really good result. Reece Stanley wants to go fast. Cameron to the front. Belted away from him. Dempsey. Brilliant smother. Reville stepping on through with brilliance. Ill-directed ball though. And Lawson Humphrey can come around the body again and find nobody but the fist of Gardner.
Yeah, good desperation from Bruce. Goal-saving smother, and then the follow-up as well, just gaining territory and momentum. Zorko's getting really aggressive. 5 kicks in this second term, and he's become a bit of an issue for Geelong.
They call him Bruce. Brisbane by 2 points. Holmes, deep ball once again, might be a free kick going the way of Geelong. I thought it might have gone to Zorko. Unusual one. It'll go to the Cats within kicking range here as well. And it will be Dempsey.
Just took his eyes off it. Arms around. The free kick is there. Free kick's 11-3.
5 lead changes already in this game. Dempsey kicked the first goal. "45-metre kick. Runs out, lessens the angle ever so slightly, and just misses.
How adventurous does Dave Zorko want to be? He pointed to the centre of the ground and then hit Fletcher. That's not far enough. It's going to be thrown in. Fagan. 20th final for him. Lovely little handball here for Zach Bailey. Ball erupts off half back, and it's a great kick for Morris.
He can't go. De Koning sitting by himself inside 50. Henry's getting back there as well. There's a 3v1 deep.
Told he's got to go, so it's a sideways ball for Fletcher. Just far enough. Fletcher, Ashcroft,
Stagnant forward 50.
desperate for someone to come at him.
Not one person on the go, JB.
See if he can pick the eyes out of it. Ashcroft, luggage! Brilliant!
That is as outstanding a kick as you see inside 50. Geelong had so many numbers back, and to be able to find that there from Ashcroft had to be pinpoint. That is absolutely perfect.
But there, Mullen was just standing in front of him, hoping that his teammate was playing assertive. Just a perfectly weighted kick.
Hugh McCluggage to make it 3 in a row here for Brisbane, and he slots it.
The right spot, he's playing assertive. He's wanting someone like an O'Connor to just play in front of a Camarena, just to come over the top. Didn't do that. Hugh McCluggage got an uncontested mark.
No worse feeling than when the player you are tagging kicks one and then all of his teammates comes across and gets stuck into you. There's one in return for Hugh McCluggage after Mullen got an early one.
To the middle we go. Bailey applying the tackle. Don't need the help, and they win it. They're on a surge. He took them on, Mullen. Didn't win it. They've kicked 3 in a row. Back to a 7-point lead here at the moment. Been a 17-point turnaround. Bailey goes deep. Little bit of interference with Lohman. Picked up by O'Connor. He had to rush it out. And marking the ball is the ever-reliable Harris Andrews. And he wants to send it back in deep and quick. And he does just that. O'Sullivan with a lovely spoil. Bruce got the handball out the back. Ashcroft was there. Little one spills to O'Connor. And now Henry.
Just got to float it down the line, and always there is Andrews.
Big wins. Their backs have just got really aggressive, JB, so they've almost disregarded their opponent. They're playing in front. Zorko's the same, Fletcher's the same, and now Harris Andrews, 2 intercept marks.
Leicester has Marshall on. Good kick, Sam Marshall. Nearly pulled the trigger. Now he checks the kick. Lohman ground level, in came Rayner. And De Koning taken high.
Mr. McInerney got it. Oh, De Koning almost put it through the behinds. They feel they've got a chance out in the wing. They've got the loose man. Little ball sets up the opportunity with Bose. Bose able to run. He needs support. Little left foot dragging kick to Dempsey on the wing. Myers it was that got it to him. And Dempsey just retreats now. Back to O'Connor.
Got a couple on the wing. Bailey Smith free.
So from the south to the north. See if we can explore our way through here. The creative Bailey Smith at halfback. Wants someone to come at him. All the forwards are far too deep for him. Sends it down the line. Cameron caught behind Gardner. And another nice fish from him.
Well, it's just a huge win across the board from Brisbane defensively. To be able to shift your zone and your defence to make Bailey Smith mark the footy, and he's one that would usually just go straight away, but he hesitated, he wasn't sure, and Geelong just can't get a hold of it. Just the one uncontested mark this term.
There is Jeremy Cameron, just his 3rd touch. Stengel. A tap to advantage, but it was to Fletcher's advantage, and now we're going to ball up. How do they get Jeremy Cameron into this game of footy?
Got to push him up around the ball. They put him onto the wing at times, get him in behind, just give him a bit of freedom to get on the run.
Wilmot. Rayner. Ashcroft's been really good, last year's Norm Smith medalist. Handball a little hot for Bailey, but the numbers are there. Revealed back to Bailey, who will go back to Ashcroft. Levi. Corral. Fletcher. about those for a couple of father-sons. Now Dunkley.
So Cameron is behind the footy now, guys. That's why Dunkley has had to do this.
Back to Andrews. Short to Wilmot. Always wants to attack. Gardner. Floats it into a hole here. All the way to the back, Loman. The footy's held in. It's going to be a ball.
This is what forwards need to do. He's leading backwards. Zach Bailey's not going to kick it 60 metres. You need to hit up into that space to provide an option for him. That's why they got caught up on the wing.
Yeah, great illustration there, Hodgie. Plenty of space there, wasn't there?
Especially when you got good kicks like Zach Bailey. Work for him. Don't just think he's going to take on 2 or 3 players and get it out the back.
Umpire Simon Meredith in his 10th grand final. Atkins out of the stoppage. Here's Gardner again. Cameron, neat little handball. Stengel, Manor, Stanley. Can he keep it rolling? Taps it through the feet of Starcevic. The backup from Brisbane, superb. Fletcher out wide. RG now. Drilling ball to McInerney. Overkicked it slightly. Ball hits the deck and Bailey Smith arrives.
To Clark, it's a nice ball here for Lawson Humphries. The short option is Manor. Manor lowers the eyes for Neil. Now he can thump the footy. Shannon Neil.
Well, they played it really smart because Brisbane had the extra number back deep inside 50, and when it gets into Manor's hands, 61 of his kicks inside 50 are retained. It's third in the comp. He makes good decisions and they work their way through that. You'd think this would take his absolute best.
He can belt it by foot. Look at this. What are we seeing?
Up in the moment, he pulled back. He was confident as soon as he got that ball in his hand. He knew he had the capabilities to do this. As soon as it came off his boot,
look at that expression.
He celebrated BT.
That is a scary night on Elm Street. That is something to get you going. Chris Scott, of course, is ready to go. Looking to join Reg Hickey as the only 3-time premiership coach. At the moment, they've got it in front of them. They're down by a point. Picked out there by Ford. Got it to centre half. The Ashcrofts seem to be everywhere at the moment.
They're out.
Umpire suggests that he goes. He does. Gets within 52 metres out. Levi Ashcroft sends a bomb. They've kicked 4 of the last 5 goals.
For the youngest player on the MCG on Grand Final Day, watched in the stands and his brother win the Norm last year. What a moment that is. Richo, what are you seeing?
Well, when the Big O is playing deep, he's not interested in leading. He's not really interested in getting the ball. He just wants to take away Henry's intercept.
Holding Geelong.
Free kick here for Oisin Mullen.
Huge issue of free kicks here, Brisbane. They've been incredibly undisciplined. That's 15-4 Geelong's way.
Mullen. A long ball, it's easily thumped away by Gardner. And Bose ran out of room.
You just wonder if there's a danger-filled moment here. He's just off the back of this stoppage. Last week, he was kamikaze. He was throwing himself on everything. Can he light it up? has been relatively well held by Starcevic.
Holding, Stengel.
It's going to be a free kick again. Tyson Stengel.
Bucks here. Stengel, Tyson Stengel.
So that should be 50 as well. Didn't give the ball back when he was first asked to do it. Was asked a second and a third time.
You can see it's Wilmot just off. He's getting a block there from Atkins. Just holds on. Umpire off the play, called it. Watch out, both arms around. Not watching the ball. 100% it's a free kick.
It's 9 holding the man, 3 kicks to 0.
Goalless in his last 4 games against Brisbane. What a time to turn that around. Stay inside the field of play, only just.
I'll tell you what, the fans down here, the Brisbane fans behind the goal, they're starting to feel those free kicks, JB. The BS call was going out.
Starcevic. Ball out wide. You're feeling comfortable up in the stands there, Richo, perched high at the punt road end.
Apart from the 3rd-degree burns on my forehead, bristle, I'm going well.
A bit of sun will do you good. Look at him, the very in vogue Matthew Richardson. Around the corner, Starcevic. Fletcher had his feet taken out a little by Clark. And probably didn't see it. Myers tries to extract. Clark again, close. Bailey Smith, little low ball. Here is danger. Oh, big collision there. Was it Jeremy Cameron that went down?
Yep.
I think it might have been. In the meantime, Brisbane back into the middle of the ground. Couldn't get through. Jezza's up and he's okay. It was a bit of a bang though. Oh, now he will come off and that will be looked at. Jeremy Cameron got the jaw to the shoulder.
Lena tried to blast his way through. And he's gone as Jezza a little dinged up. Humphries, the spread. And the use is normally sublime, and that's no different. Brad Close as Jezza is feeling it.
Hey, Mitch, are the doctors looking at that collision at all on the screens down there?
Absolutely, they are, BT. Just going back through the vision right now. I'm more concerned over the arm right now, but of course the concussion clearly being looked at.
Wow.
2 players that only know one way to draw the Cats level. Well, he's a very good player, Brad Close.
This goal is created. Charlie Cameron there, you can't fall asleep as a forward. You can't let Humphries get goal side there. This guy is one of the best kicks in the comp. You fall asleep for a second and the Cats have made you pay there if you're Charlie Cameron.
Now this bump on Jeremy Cameron to the jaw from the shoulder, I think it was, at first glance, I can't believe, the doctor has been out to him, but I cannot believe, as they have done all year, to come off the ground and a further examination necessary. He's staying out there. Seems to be different rules. Whether it's 50, he's holding the forearm, that's a concern as well for Jezza.
No, you're right, BT. There's definitely significant contact to the head. Look at Dempsey there, just off the back of this stoppage, pushing hard forward. Archie going with him.
Stanley. Done here by Guthrie. Very high ball. Here is Cameron. Got in front. Close. Had to let it go. Wilmot. Nice handball, Marshall. Hasn't had a lot of footy. Stengel ran straight past him. Got the little handball to Ashcroft. Ducked under one. Gone out the back door. Wilmot went for the fresh airy. Handball by Dunkley. The overlap here was almost on. Picked up by Fletcher. Can they make this work? Bruce gets down low. He's been paid the mark.
Stay in, Brad. Thank you.
A couple of painkillers for Jeremy Cameron after that last Brad Close goal with the Dock.
Thanks, Mitch. Bruce Reville wide. Fletcher, Holmes with him. Lohman a really good pick-up. And a sliding ball over the top for Morris. Who then wraps Holmes up.
just been able to get the game much more in their terms in the second quarter in terms of their ability to uncontest the ball. 28 uncontested marks, only 9 in the first term. So Chris Scott was happy with the first quarter. Chris Fagan much happier with the second.
We're Stanley down, Holmes walked into trouble. Second stoppage inside forward 50 here for what has been in this second term a really impressive Brisbane Lions.
There's the doctors having a look at that Jeremy Cameron action now, as Mitch alluded to. Little knockdown here. Bailey Smith. I'm looking around this MCG at the moment and I cannot see an empty seat, JB, which says to me it's pushing up over the 100. A magnificent look at the G from above. And the crowded forward end here for the Brisbane Lions. Dunkley, Ashcroft, De Koning comes through. Levi Ashcroft, snap, high ball. Cameron and Humphries here. It'll run out of tarmac. And we'll have a boundary throwing deep for the Lions. 1:18 to go, Kano.
Just looking at Blixarv, so they've sacrificed his ruck work. He's been dominant through the final series. Stanley comes back in with Stewart out. Just the 2 touches. They're forcing him to play forward, almost sacrificing his game. They've now got the matchup they want with Harris Andrews. Harris trying to get across to Jeremy Cameron at the moment.
Ball didn't get to the ruckman. Bowes, just a tumbler. And some leg speed needed here, and Dempsey's got plenty of that. Ollie Dempsey runs into a brick wall. Now Big Fort's got to make this work. Wide one. Fletcher, Bowes. Bowes did nicely. Blitzarves should be too nimble for Fort. To Smith. Big one to win, and he did. Mullen. Stengel. Pops it up for Dempsey. Close is there as well. And so is the boundary line.
Massive tackle here from Darcy Gardner. He was a spare one back. Dempsey was on the way straight through and was able to hold him up. But that's the other reason why they like Blitzarf as that forward, because he's got the work ethic and the fitness to be able to get across to outnumber.
Well, the first half of football, 5 goals apiece. Low scoring in great conditions, but a fierce contest. All you can ask for. Here's Clark. We haven't had a game this year where the scores have been level at half-time. In fact, in a grand final, haven't had scores level at half-time since 1909. It's a rare thing. Pass edge touched.
BT, this is where the conversation will start to go through Chris Fagan's head. When does Lachie Neale come into the game? Does he have a half of fitness in him? Can we put him into have an impact at the start of the third quarter?
If he's good to go, you've got to ask the question, why are you holding back your best player? Little knockdown. They must be nervous about him.
They've been brilliant, the Brisbane defence. There's Chris Fagan. I think about 40 minutes is right for Lachie Neale. I think that's about right. About halfway through the third term or just towards the back end, but just 2 marks inside forward 50 for Geelong. They averaged 16.
He looked nervous there. And this Brisbane side in the second quarter have kicked 4 goals to 3. They turned the margin around. They've got it back to square, led most of the quarter, and have dominated this quarter of football. A little bit of push and shove there. Bailey Smith involved in that. Lohman has a bit of a chat to him as he goes past. And at half-time, scores are level and identical. 5-6, 36 apiece. As we get downstairs, Abby is out there. She's got danger with him.
Paddy, it's intense, it's high pressure, it's everything we'd expect of a final. What's your take on the contest so far?
Well, it's exactly that. It's what we love about the game. Contest after contest. Good defence, little time with ball in hand. That's what finals are made of.
Do you tweak anything at half-time, or are you pretty happy with the state of the game for your Cats?
Well, we like the grind. We feel like we play those out well. We can use the ball a bit better at times and clog up their ball use, but what a day.
Thanks for your time, Paddy. Good luck.
Thanks, Ab.
What a first half. What a season. Let's take a look back at 2025 with Season in Search, thanks to Google.
Opening
to the AFL season is in disarray as a tropical cyclone bears down on Brisbane. The most unbelievable night of football.
And there is one of his best mates in the crowd.
I just urge anyone out there who's struggling with anything, please reach out.
So I put it back on all of us. When it comes to checking on your mates, now I think that's a non-negotiable.
All eyes were on Ash Centra. She blew up the internet even before she had got out there to play her first game.
I draw the line at red lobsters. Look at me. Look like a smurf.
And Harry Sheasel's got it. 54.
Oh, wow. Oh, he's in wing. I don't like that leg. Mate, not getting that at Ballarat.
Yes. Oh, Elliot. What a supermark.
I played in the AFL for 10 years and I'm a bisexual man.
To see someone like Mitch stand up and do something so brave.
Gonna make a really big impact.
For the greatest comeback in the history of VFL AFL football.
Bloody Messiah, eh?
To Dad, I can't imagine how hard it would have been to tell your 13-year-old daughter that she couldn't play the game that she loves anymore. 27 years later, she's standing next to you in the Hall of Fame.
Siren sounds, history made.
There it is. We're going back.
It all comes down to this.
All right, there we go. Half time here at the MCG. It's all tied up 5-6, 36 apiece. I think they were saying, what were they saying? Since 1909, there hasn't been teams level in the grand final. But today, we've got it, folks. Today, we've got this arm wrestle continues. And what an arm wrestle it is. Of course, I was saying about Lachie Neale. He is the sub for the Brisbane Lions. It's when do they pull the trigger and put him on? Will his calf sustain the game, or will it go again on him? It's a big gamble that the Brisbane Lions have unleashed there, bringing Lachie Neale back into the squad. But I tell you what, if it pays out, well, it could be the winning move bringing him back in. We'll just have to wait and see. But this is a ring-a-ding-ding game up until half-time already. Of course, the Brisbane Lions putting on 4 straight goals in that second term. Absolutely fantastic. Getting their kick and boot back on is what you got to do. That's what we like to see. And, of course, the Cats putting on 3 goals, 3 in that second term. 11 scoring shots apiece up until half-time. So they're saying the crowd is up around the 100,000 there at the MCG for grand final day. A beautiful sunny day here in Melbourne. 15 degrees, just a few clouds about. But what a day it is, grand final day. Crowd are getting their money's worth. It's a real spectacle. It's a nail biter. Both sets of fans will be nervous and excited at the same time, being all level. I'll tell you what, could we end up having a draw in this grand final and then going on to extra time? That would be something really to see. That would be absolutely fantastic, folks. Be fantastic. All right, while we're waiting for the commentators, we're going to pop on over and have a look at the stats up until half-time. We've got a few more goals. Of course, no multiple goal scorers out on the ground so far. So we're looking down this line. That is the goals. And, of course, it's all single goal scorers. And for the Geelong Cats, Shannon Neale got on the board. Mullen has 1. Dempsey, Brad Close, Jack Bowie's. All singles there for the Geelong Kitty Cats. And, of course, for the Roaring Lions, Logan Morris, Hugh McCluggage, hey Bags, don't forget your luggage, he's got 1. Kai Lohman, Charlie Brum Cameron, Levi Ashcroft, all singles for the Lions, disposal getters. Maybe we'll come back to this, to some of the stats in just a moment, but I think the commentators are back and we're going to head back down there. And they'll give us a little bit. Actually, no, we might actually... hang on, folks, we might actually continue this. The disposal getters out on the ground. We've got a couple leading out there, 1 from each team. Maxie Holmes on 17 there for the Caddies. 11 and 6, 3 clearances. Will Ashcroft up to 17. Of course, having a good game. 11 and 6 as well. Pretty identical stats to Maxie Holmes is Will Ashcroft. Dane Zorko He's really getting into the game early, 14 touches. All right, let me just check on the commentators, see what they're saying.
Contest to contest.
All right, let's head back to the commentators. We'll come back to the stats in a moment.
Just an arm wrestle. Both sides had a piece of it in the first half.
How do you capitalise on your momentum? That's what this game is going to come down to, because we saw in that first half, it seesawed. Both teams had 5, 10, 15-minute patches where they owned the game. Can you hit the scoreboard when that happens?
And it hasn't happened so far. The momentum's been there, but the capitalising on it just hasn't been there. So this second half, absolutely up for grabs.
We look for the stars. Jeremy Cameron's a massive watch in the second half. Mitch Cleary said he's had some painkillers since this incident. So Bailey Smith delivers the ball in. Paddy and Jeremy collide.
Yeah,
it's the arm that's bothering.
The wrist almost gets sandwiched in between himself and Dangerfield coming full steam the other way. So he's a pretty tough unit. Jez, you know him pretty well, Joel.
Well, he is. If there's one bloke you don't want to run into, it's probably Paddy, but he'll lick his lips. He's just got to make sure that they'll probably check him out for concussion, we're guessing, throughout the halftime break, and see how it plays out.
Watch this space. We spoke pre-game about Hugh McCluggage, how he was nullified in the qualifying final, so dominant since. How have we seen his Telstra heat map?
Yeah, probably pleasing for both sides, but Hugh McCluggage, it wasn't probably going to be the possession numbers today that he's been getting the last couple of weeks with Mullen going to him. It's how he's going to get him. So you wanted that forward half of the ground, and he's been able to do that. Delivered one beauty inside 50, and then obviously able to kick a goal too throughout that first half.
He's kicking the ball as well. So from a Brisbane point of view, that's what he wasn't able to do in that qualifying final. A lot of handballs. He's at his most damaging when he's got ball in hand and then delivering it by foot.
If it's not big numbers, give us impact, and he did. And how big was it for him to get that goal back on Mullen after he'd got one up on him?
O'Sheen Millen's first goal was in a final, his second's in a grand final. Men's kicked a lot of goals over the journey, played a lot of finals. Is Charlie Cameron, he's finished superb.
Unbelievable passage of the game so far. And really, for Brisbane, this is what the second quarter started to look like. This is why they had periods of dominance. So they build the ball up with uncontested marks. We know that's how they like to play. Only 9 in the first quarter, and then 28 in the second. You're in a position to be able to drive long to the contest, and then just a little bit of magic on the big stage. How good a finish is that? Bit of Snoop Dogg dance with a bit of
like it's hot.
Bit of drop it like it's hot into Country Road. John Denver collaboration from Charlie. It was awesome.
The Harvey Norman fan chat. The one thing I didn't think I'd ever hear in my broadcasting career is Bruce McAvaney dropped the D-O-double-G, but there's a bit going on today, and the Harvey Norman fans around the country and all around the world are absolutely loving. What is the first grand final that has been tied since 1909? It's only happened 3 times, 1905, 1909. Let's have a look at the Telstra tracker, and we're looking at the wing battle.
Yes, this is Ollie Dempsey. So Cal Archie's gone to him. This is a matchup that Chris Fagan says we have to give it more respect. It was young Ashcroft in that qualifying final. Ollie Dempsey, best man on the ground. But just the smarts. This is the difference between a forward-playing wing or a genuine winger. You're sniffing opportunity. Any chance you can exploit, it's 1 or 2 steps. It might be goal side. And the result here, well, it's O'Sheen Mullen with the finish. Massive, because that is his direct opponent in Hugh McCluggage. But that wing roll there, that's one to watch.
Take me into the rooms now. You've both played intense, tight grand finals. It's all square.
Yeah, and the coaches would be speaking about that. That's exactly what we were expecting, wasn't it? Now it's to go out and do it again. This game's going to break open. Those holes are going to be found within this third quarter. How are you going to take advantage of them?
Yeah, there's some big questions to be asked in the Brisbane Lions room at the moment, I think, particularly around Lachie Neale. And if you look at the Cats, I mean, some of their prime guns were yet to have a big influence. Danger just for 5 disposals, Cameron 4, so some upside for both teams.
Well, it's all square at half-time. Get yourself settled for what should be an epic second half. On the other side, the grand final sprint is back. Bruce is calling, and Gout is in the...
All right. While they're on a short break, we'll get back and have a look at some of the stats, folks. Hope everyone's enjoying the game today. Of course, the AFL Grand Final of 2025 with the Cats and the Lions as the MCG. It's all tied up. And I tell you what, this this is going to come down to moments. Who's going to take these moments? I think both teams are certainly well and truly armed for doing that. And of course, kicking straight is going to be absolutely imperative. They kick straight at G. Extra time could be a chance. To tell you what, it'd be interesting to see the second half. If the game does break open, you know what I'm still thinking? I tell you what, I'm still thinking, you know, it might be a little bit more of a goal-scoring spree, but I tell you what, the pressure is always going to be, these are just two so evenly matched teams at the moment. And, of course, the scoreboard tells the story, 36 points apiece. Let's rock on down, have a look at some of the stats there. If you want someone mentioned, just let me know and we'll have a look at their stats. Of course, we got down to Zorko. Bailey Smith, the Golden Locks of the Geelong Cats. He's had 14, 10 kicks, 4 handballs, 3 clearances as well. Fletcher for the Lions on 14. Zach Bailey on 12. Dempsey on 11 for the Cats. Levi Ashcroft, there we go. He's at 11. He's kicked a sausage roll. He's had 6 and 5. He's had a clearance. Calamachi, bless you. He's also had 11. As I was saying, I think Mullen's gone to McCluggage. So McCluggage has been pretty well held. He's been a force to be reckoned with the past few weeks. McCluggage, he's been let off the leash, been doing as he pleases, but not today. He's only had the 10 up until half time. 6 kicks, 4 handballs. He's had 1 mark. He's had 4 tackles, 3 clearances and a goal. So doing his job. So I tell you what though, could be dangerous if he gets off the leash in this second half. But there's certainly quite a few players still yet to make a big impact on the game. It's certainly more about the high-pressure stakes game in this one. Everyone's sort of doing their role. No real high possession dominance of any certain player out there at the moment. Jack Henry on 6. Let's have a look. Ty Gallup, who we thought might have a reasonably good game. I tell you what, he's still only on the 6. I think he had 5 up until quarter time, didn't he? So he's picked up the extra one. He's had 6, 1 and 5. Be nice to see him up and firing there for the Lions. Josh Dunkley, another one, just with the 6 touches. But if we come on down here, we'll have a look. Shannon Neal. Tell you what, here's one that could certainly fire up. Peter, how you doing? What's the score? It is 36 apiece. There we go, 5-6, 36. It's all tied up here at half time at the MCG. Of course, we're looking for a little bit of a break-open game in the second half. I'll tell you what, it's a hard, tough arm wrestle so far in the opening 2 terms of the grand final here today. It's an absolutely fantastic game. Both teams not giving an inch, and we'll have a look at that with the tackle count coming up in a minute. Paddy Dangerfield, as I was saying, there we go. He's loving it out there, but he's only just had the 5 touches, so it'd be great to see Paddy get up and running, get his bullocking body through some traffic and maybe score a goal or 2. He's just had the 5 touches, 2 kicks, 3 handballs. No clearances for Paddy. He's just had the mark and the 1 tackle. Logan Morris is on the board. He's just got the 1 for Brisbane Lions, the 4 touches with the 4 kicks. Jezza Cameron, as I said, another big gun. When Dangerfield and Jezza Cameron get going, and Shannon Neal, they're really hard to beat, but those 3 still really need to make an impact. Jezza Cameron, just the 4 touches, 3 kicks, and a handball. There we go. Charlie Cameron, Brum down the bottom there. He's only had the 2 touches, 1 and 1. He's kicked a goal. Oscar McInerney, there we go. We thought he might have had a little bit bigger impact on the game. He's just had the 2 touches, the ruckman for Brisbane, just the 8 hit-outs. And of course, Cam Rayner, there we go. He's only had the 2 disposals, 1 and 1. He was absolutely fantastic last week, but this week, not so much. Just looking at the disposal count, I thought the Cats would win this game. But I tell you what, the way Brisbane are going, this is anyone's game. You could raffle this and still not come up with a winner. There we go, 165 apiece, the disposal count for both teams up until half time. Folks, you can't get any closer. 165 disposals, each of 2. Kicks, 103, handballs, 62, inside 50s, 27 to Geelong and 26 to the Brisbane Lions. You can't get much closer. Well, apart from the free kick count, have a look at the free kick count to Geelong. 17 free kicks to Geelong. What's going on there? Just the 4 to the Brisbane Lions. Wow, what a big discrepancy. We'll see what happens if that turns around. It hit out Lions +4. It's the Lions +1 in the clearance. I don't know why this screen keeps reloading. There we go. Centre clearances all tied up at 5 apiece. Hang on, let me try and reload this. I just want to see if that's going to stop that reloading. There we go. Stoppage clearances, Brisbane Lions around the ground, just there, +1. Contested. Cats getting on top in the contested possession, 79-64. They're +15 on a fantastic contested game here. Uncontested, well, Brisbane Lions have just got on top, 85-93, trying to do some of those short passes. Turnovers, tell you what, it's a low turnover game there, 28-27. It's not really high, so that's just fantastic. The skill of both of these sides is A class this week. And have a look at the marks, 42-33. They're +9. The line, not a great deal of marks inside forward 50 up until half-time, as I was saying. Both defences working really, really well. They're really strong down there, even though Tommy Stewart's out for Geelong, who's the general down back. I tell you what, they've filled his spot really, really well and hasn't really caused them too much of a loss. Probably the only thing is probably may have just a little bit of lack of run from the back line there from the Cats with Tommy Stewart out. But there we go. Just want to have a look at this tackle count, Mark. How you going, Mark Bubba? How you doing? I just want to have a look at this tackle count because the tackle count, it's a great pressure game, this one. And this is just incredible there by the Lions. This could end up getting the Lions over the line. If they continue the tackle count, the pressure, putting the pressure on the Cats might find it hard to break the pressure of the Brisbane Lions. I don't know why this keeps loading up. This is giving me the Jilly Brits. There we go. Tackles inside forward 50, 13-4. Lions absolutely crushing it there as well. They're +9, +17 in the tackles. So the coach of the Brisbane Lions will be absolutely ecstatic with our. And just before, if you just come in late, the ins and outs, the teams for today's match, of course, there are no real outs in this game. Just in, Reece Stanley came in for the Geelong Cats today. Of course, Tommy Stewart went out due to concussion rule. Jack Martin was the sub, and of course for the Brisbane Lions, Lachie Neale comes back after injury. Jared Berry was the player that was out, dislocated shoulder last week, so they couldn't risk bringing him or leaving him into the squad. And of course, Lachie Neale is the sub. It's going to be interesting to see when they pull the trigger, bringing Lachie Neale back into the game. Well, I don't know. They're talking about maybe 30, 40 minutes of play. We'll get him done. Oh, Peter's your dad. Oh, well, there you go, son of all. Nice. Good on you, Mark and Peter, for jumping on in. Who are you boys tipping for this game? As I was saying, I tipped the Cats. I tipped the Cats after last week when I saw the performance of them last week. They were just absolutely brilliant. And of course, the Lions, I tell you what, they're not far behind them after that devastating win against the Maggies last week. They just showed that they've got real grit and grime. I'll tell you what, they were doing some comparisons, the Brisbane Lions team this morning, to the great team with Vossi and all them. And I tell you what, they match up pretty well, this team and the Brisbane Lions of the early 2000 around there where they were really dominant. So absolutely fantastic. I tell you what, we're going to look back on the Brisbane Lions and, of course, the Geelong Cats. We're going to look back in time and really understand, folks, the class of players that both of these teams have got and the brilliance, like we do on the great players of days gone by. Absolutely fantastic. So we're not too far away, I think, folks. We're not too far away from the bounce of the ball for the third quarter. I'm not sure who everyone barracks for. Of course, you don't have to barrack for either of these teams or support these teams to enjoy the footy. Love the grand final, of course, tradition here in Victoria, Melbourne at the MCG. If you're a football lover, you just love the grand final no matter who's playing. Even if your side's not in it, it's still okay. There we go. And of course, for the good folks out there, all those people who are in Melbourne, Victoria, of course, we saw last night the Melbourne Storm in the NRL. They won last night. They beat the Sharks convincingly, and of course they go through to the grand final, the NRL grand final next week, which is going to be an absolutely fantastic game. Melbourne Storm were absolutely brilliant last night, and of course we'll see who Melbourne Storm play in the grand final next week. We'll find that out tomorrow when the Broncos play the Panthers in the NRL. That kicks off at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So we'll probably cover that game as well, but it should be pretty good. But certainly looking forward to the second half of the footy coming up here, not too far away. You've got to love AFL football action. Hey, thanks everyone. Don't forget to stick your vote in. Who you think's going to win this game? So far, we've got 67% going for the Geelong Cats, 33% going for the Brisbane Lions. There must be a lot of Victorians in the live chat this afternoon listening to this. To the live. Actually, I must give a shout out to Carly, was in the house earlier on. Jyko, Rob Blocks was in the house also. Thanks for dropping on in. Ryan, Sir Ryan, good stuff. Ryan's going for the Cats today. Of course, Addy G and myself. I don't know who Addy's going for. I think Brisbane he's going for, but I think my tip's the Cats. But I tell you what, we're going to go for a draw, and then we want extra time, because that's going to be fantastic to see the first extra time in AFL football. Pope was in. Hey, the Pope was in. Hey, thanks, Pope. Good stuff. Albert, it's going to be a ripper. It certainly is going to be a ripper, and of course it's been a ripper up until half-time so far. You probably couldn't have asked for... Well, you couldn't have asked for really much better of a pressure game than this one between two good sides. It's a real tug of war. We just still don't know who's going to come out on top. But I think if one can keep up that pressure and just break the other, break the lines and get that run going, and get their, they find their leading forwards down there, put the kick at lace out to them, laid on their chest, and then hopefully they'll score some goals. But it should be a fantastic second half. Anyway, that's my prediction. It's going to be a great second half as for the opening half. Look, it could certainly open up, and there could be a few more goals rolling on in. We'll just have to see. The Premiership quarter, of course, is the third quarter. That's what they all say. This is where the good teams, they make their move. It's the third quarter. I'll tell you what, though, they make their move in the third quarter. They're still going to be able to hang on in the final quarter. Ali's going for Geelong. Go Geelong Cats. Mr. Burger, while we're extra time. It could be extra time. So there we go, Pete. The score is 5-6, 36 each of two. We're in for a ring-a-ding final second half. Not too sure how far the third quarter is before we're about to bounce, but I don't think we're too far away. So just stay tuned, folks. We'll be back in a moment with the second half.
Cauldron and Snoop Dogg. You don't often see Nick Revolt and Daisy Thomas rushing for a selfie, but they did this afternoon. And then Daisy, Nick, any ticket here is good, but where do you watch it around the world? We've got watch parties at the Old Mates Pub, we've got Rome, Bali and Bangkok.
Fantastic stuff. Scenes absolutely everywhere watching that, but you're right, Rue and I did go slightly fanboyish on the big Snoop D-O-double-G.
He's tall, he could play centre-half forward, Snoop. He's a big unit.
This is great though, isn't it? All around the world sitting there and watching the game we all love.
Well, Mitch is right here at the MCG and he's alongside Dane Zorko.
Dane, what was the main message from Fags at the half?
Yeah, continue with our process, it's working. A little bit more composure with the ball going inside 50.
Lachie Neale into the game. What's the co-captain going to add in this second half?
Well, hopefully a little bit of spark. I can see he's ready to go, so that's great.
Thanks, Dane.
All right.
So that is intriguing. Lockie Neal is into the game.
It's big half for Chris Fagan in his selection, and Lockie Neal, there he is. Marshall is the one that's been subbed out.
So we're about to find out, aren't we?
We are. And Jeremy Cameron carrying that arm injury as well, so he has had an arm guard put on that right arm at half-time. So a close watch on Jeremy Cameron, the star for the Cats, quiet first half.
This is where it'll be tactical. Look, what are they going to do with blitz halves? Do they drag him and continue on Harris Andrews, or with Lockie Neal coming into the game, do you try and exploit the fitness and get blitz halves running forward?
Look at that. Look how tight that is. Disposals, kicks, handballs, everything's the same. Scores are the same, JB. That's what you want in the grand final.
As you said, BT, we have not had a draw at half-time since 1909.
That's right. The only thing that's not the same, I'm hearing a lot from people around the ground, of the free kick count. Not that it needs to be the same. So here we go. Umpire Andrew Stevens to get us underway here in the second half. Low scoring first half. Tight. You'd have no idea who's going to win this game from here on in. Blitz halves in the middle. The Geelong team got the run. Brisbane got the physicality. Does Lockie Neal make a difference? Free kick, Andrews.
Oh, they're not going to let Lockie just go for a run. Atkins has started following him.
And you can hear those cheers for the free kick, which is referencing BT's comments.
Stay out. That's a 5.
Gardner.
Neal.
Now Neal is on, but it's chopped out by Guthrie. Close is out. It takes a long time to get to him, but it does. Brad Close. Stand there. That's not a good ball either. Leicester able to fold back in the hole.
Now, a more conservative approach down the line here, Rayner. Might have got a knock of the arms high here, so there's another free. Couple early for Brisbane. Maybe they do get the stat sheet down there, who knows? Inside Cameron, Humphries had to go back bravely. He did. Henry able to mop it up, and he turns defence into attack. It's a running Dempsey on the Shane Warne stand wing. Neat little ball inside to Stengel. He wanted to go. Yes, the umpire made the right call with his play on. He stepped off the line, and a short kick finds Close.
Similar spot last time. We'll see if Close is a bit safer and goes longer rather than turnover, but very much a basketball start to the third.
So this will go to Manor wide. Now they've got Dangerfield, Neal and Stanley as the big boys all around the square. What does Manor do here with it?
Leave it on. Play on.
He's told to go. Goes the boundary, the bullet is good, and Cameron gets a double grabber. And the good side for a lefty.
That was just perfect timing, that lead from Jeremy Cameron. He waited for Darcy Gardner just to turn his head to look at the ball. As soon as he did,
It's on your line,
they're
Jeremy.
both on the same page. Perfect kick.
736 goals, 2 away from joining Sticks Kernahan as one of the great goal kickers of the game.
He's close to man on the mark, BT.
He's thinking about it, around the corner. Has he got the journey? Kick on the way, across the face.
That is the 6th lead change of the match.
Just the third mark they've taken inside forward 50. They average 16, so keep presenting up at the kicker is the way to go as things open up in the second half when fatigue sets in.
Andrews. Starcevic. It's okay to Gardner. Cameron did really well to break that up in the air. He's got some running support through Dempsey. They might give it back to Jezza, they do. Outside of the boot, it's going to land with Holmes.
Shaw goes on Stanley in the square.
And he goes there, Hodgie. To ground level, Close. What a tackle from Harris Andrews.
It's a behind here, the umpire signalled it behind.
I thought there was 2 free kicks here, as it is a behind. We'll have a look at
No. He's got
the
a signal.
non-free kick. That one on Zorka, but then this one. I thought the
he's got
tackle
a signal,
lingered.
mate,
I
before
thought the
you play
tackle
on.
lingered there. Umpire put the whistle to the mouth and didn't blow it. A big let-off for Brisbane in the goal square.
Short coat. Straight up the middle. Look at this. That makes a big difference. Dunkley a willing giver as well. Off wide here. Fletcher forward looking for Cameron. Little too far out for him.
Bailey.
It's sneaky. Bailey into the pocket. Ignores that. Other side of the ground. High ball. Loman's caught behind. O'Sullivan did so well in front.
Yeah, that's a terrific intercept, Mark. Young player deep in the grand final. Goes for Shannon Neal. Got a couple to beat. Hands to it. There's locking Neal.
I just don't like that kick. When you have a look at what O'Sullivan, he's big, he's strong, he's sit it up. There's better options.
Holmes. Atkins. Goes and gets it back. Tommy Atkins runs a bit of an arc. Around the body ball's going to land just in front of Stengel.
So they can win it. Clearance here, the Geelong Footy Club. Leicester is on Cameron as the deepest forward. So Gardner's just got caught up the ground at the moment.
Eddie Richardson, punt road end. No one has done more damage than that man at this ground. The former Richmond superstar.
Really, Holmes, he's had the 20 so far, most on the ground. He's just sitting off the back of this stoppage, just sitting as this little wing, waiting for any feedback. Lockie Neal's just trying to make him accountable.
Crowd starts to get involved. Ashcroft on the up, pretty good to McCluggage, back now for Leicester. That is so good from Sam DeConing.
So DeConing looks wide on the south side to see if there's a chance to go on with it, and there wasn't. So both teams careful here in the third. The Lockie Neal situation still developing here. Bailey Smith to Holmes. Going to need both of those runners, the Cats, in this last half. Holmes across the centre square with a sidewinder. Cameron had to defend, did well. McCluggage, the zooming Zorko. Zorko gets the ball to Morris. No knock of the arms out the back door. DeConing under pressure. Bailey soccer goal. 8-point lead. In fact, a 4-point lead for the Lions.
This is just taking a risk that is unnecessary. Max Holmes just didn't need to go into the middle of the ground. The turnover was there. That's how the best teams score. Brisbane are 16-1 when they win the turnover battle. Right now they trail that stat by 1 point. So crucial to today's result.
Holding Brisbane, and he's at advantage.
So a free kick again here for Brisbane, and Neal's away. He's got Reville. Gets to him on the bounce. Bruce Reville. Not online.
Missed by a small distance. The first significant play that Lockie Neal's been involved in.
Feeling much better about himself now, BT. He actually looks good. He's got power, he's got speed, he's got burst. Just needs a big half, and they'll manage him through that.
Humphries wide. Reville in front here of the MCG members, which is packed. So is the AFL members. We know we've got over 100 in the place here.
The one they need is Rayner. Didn't have a kick in the first half last week in the prelim. Kick 2 in the third term. Very quiet, just 3 touches. Got to work his way through this and find a way to impact.
Holding Brisbane.
4 free kicks this quarter for Brisbane. They had 4 in the first half alone.
McInerney, so brave last year. Didn't get to play in the premiership because of the injury to the shoulder. High footy's only just got in the last couple of weeks as well. Ball in dispute, Bailey Smith's direction, got hold of it, Myers. Zigged and zagged, did it well, he's so creative. Beautiful little kick to close, gets him out of trouble.
Very close to Dangerfield. Too good for Wilmot. Goal side, Stanley should give it back to the danger. Manners on his bike, but the kick from Paddy never going to work.
I've been bringing Starcevic straight back on. We saw last week how damaging danger can be. He can turn a game very quickly. Starcevic held him in that first half.
I just think there, Neil, he's leading back to goal. He's just expecting a bit too much of the kicker. He's going to have to turn around and hit up with the ball carrier. Andrew's playing very assertive in front of him.
Switch is a good one. Levi Ashcroft arches the back to Gardner. Cameron there as well. Lawson Humphreys. Got to be perfect here. Clark had it broken out of his hands.
Great contest there from Jesse Cameron, going back at the flight to not give away a free kick. Blitzart's pushing forward. He's got Zorko.
Right on the Toyota Premiership logo here. Fletcher, neat little ball to the running Neil. Neil, good stride. Delivery inside, looks pretty good as well. Wanted the free, Morris. Doesn't get it. Henry defensive, able to mop it up. Crowd didn't like it, but I don't think there was anything in it. Little ball here to Humphreys. Humphreys goes the longer one over the top to Blitzarts.
Gets to him on the bounce. Just feel like this is opening up a touch. Blitzarts off his shin. Andrews taken in the tackle. Forward comes Bowes. He's got Reece Stanley out. The kick just didn't have the juice. And a free kick is going to mean advantage here for Wilmot. Through the middle, Zach Bailey. They're sensing something here, Brisbane. Rayner, high and wide. Never really going to work. And Conor O'Sullivan.
Yeah, an ordinary kick by Rayner in the end. Here's Bailey Smith on the counter-offensive. They found space out wide. It's Bowes. He can keep on going. Jeremy Cameron offers the lead. That's ignored. Here comes danger. That's ignored surprisingly as well. Now he goes to a one-on-one there. Harris Andrews. He had two easy options. He took the most difficult.
He's an absolute gun. What a final series this inspirational leader is having. Taking front position. Richo's right. Neil's got to lead up at the kicker.
Zorko, this kick is dangerous. Cats go back inside 50. Reece Stanley with a mismatch. Couldn't hang on. Dunkley broke it up superbly. Now Brian Myers. So good by foot, Brian Myers. He goes to the hot spot. Not paid. And away come the Brisbane Lions. Jasper Fletcher. Takes on Jeremy Cameron. That takes some doing. And he is lassoed. Turnover. Cats everywhere. Sean Manor to Brian Myers. Normally something good happens. It's going to be a shot on goal. It's Jezza again with the arm cradle.
Well, this is why. JB, what about the chase? And just grabbing on by the scruff of the neck and dragging him down.
No free kick paid because he handballed it.
And the right call, but that is the definition of a fingertip tackle. What a grand final moment.
Cameron's coming off.
This to reward him. Max Holmes from long range. Outstanding.
This is what it takes in a grand final. A big run and chase. He never gave up, Jeremy Cameron. Yes, he hurt the arm again. Yes, he's gone down to the race. Max Holmes able to send one from outside the zone, and it gets the game reignited. Geelong are back in front. 8th lead change of the game. Geelong by 1 point.
About 5 medicos down to the rooms of Jeremy Cameron. Couldn't put any weight or couldn't have any feeling in that right arm.
Atkins out of the middle again. Little surge coming here from the Cats. Neil kept Andrews out of it. Dempsey arrives. Couldn't take possession. Did well with the Lions. G steps over the line as Jeremy Cameron comes back up the race. Not looking all that comfortable, I might add. How can this game get any hotter? Cats by a point. Dangerfield was on the move. Bailey Smith pursued by Dunkley. Got rid of him nicely. Ashcroft into the middle, finds Morris. Morris wanted to go, but it's a Geelong 2-on-1 deep down the ground. So he has to edge it out wide here to Ashcroft, and he'll be pursued right to the boundary.
Well, Chris Fagan describes this man as the best defensive midfielder in the game. He compared him to Luke Hodge. Look at that. This game will be decided about contests, and contest win, contested possession and clearance. Brilliant not to give a free kick away from Dunkley, who's had a huge final series.
Blitz halves to the front. Little one from Smith. There's Atkins. Speaking of good defensive midfielders. Nuts. Season he's had.
Averaging 9 tackles a game, JB. So he lays 1 of every 7 Geelong tackles.
226 for the season. That is an AFL VFL record. Listen to the noise starting to build. Dribbling ball here for Brisbane. Logan Morris came at it. Fletcher.
Just reckon they look a fraction tall in their forward line with Oscar McInerney down there. They've taken 5 intercept marks. Geelong's defence this quarter.
Gallup hasn't really given much at the moment either, Kane.
That's it, BT.
Knockdown here. Manor. Myers. How did he get that out of there? All Stengel with a moment. Now an opportune throw, Mullen. For Mullen. Got it into the middle of the ground. Blitzar striding away. Bangs it in with a sidewinder. Fell short. Harris Andrews there again. It was an ordinary kick. All he needed to do was get it over the top.
That's not a great kick either, so Archie's now just got to bash it long. Darcy Ford should mark this, and he does. Sits it for Zorko beautifully. Inside 50 go the Lions. Good match up here. Humphries magnificent. How good was that? The handball, not quite.
Well, that effort there from Humphries, that's the second time he's gone back with the flight. This is the Stengel here going back. You need to commit to that. Grand final day, you've got to back yourself, put your body on the line, as Humphries has done twice in this quarter. He's been courageous both times.
Great example of how to do it, Hodgie. Crowd getting involved. So Blitzards with the free here.
I reckon it's going to O'Connor against Rayner again. So just the frustration of this matchup. It's history repeating from the qualifying final. I think it's the 3rd free kick off the ball that Cam Rayner has given away, and just the 4 touches.
Back with Humphries. Cats just cool their heels at the moment. Massive Brisbane support at this end of the ground we're at now. Humphries up the north side of the ground. Starcevic there, Dempsey. The fly was able to spoil Dunkley. The hardest worker in the game. Got it to Starcevic.
This is there, they're putting on a bit of a block. They were trying to get Cam Rayner into the game. It was Hugh McCluggey's there, just wrapped both arms around him. The umpire off ball. Caught it perfectly.
Fucking handball. Nicely trapped by Ashcroft. Brought to ground here for Clark. Just missed with the handball. There is Rayner. Floating ball inside 50. Henry to the front. Lyman! Oh, wow. Would love to have that back.
Big opportunity there, as you say, JB.
Is that man Humphries again, BT? Yep. Desperation, putting that lunging tackle on.
Scores leveler yet again. O'Connor, Dunkley and Fort. All bravely fighting out the back door, first to recover, Dunkley. Squirted the handball to Rayner, starting to get a bit of the football now. Goes inside to Morris. Did well Guthrie to defend. Lohman squeezed the handball out, looking for Bailey. Went to Lester in the end. What's he doing there? And ran into a brick wall.
So it's just a matter of the tall forwards competing, because every time the ball hits the ground in Brisbane's forward line, it looks so dangerous. There's the Telstra tracker for Dane Zorko. Look at the metres gained.
Bailey comes through and he misses. Those are big misses. 1 goal 5 for Bailey. He and Lohman. Really good looks in the grand final.
He just gets on the move, JB, at the stoppage. He's had 5 or 6 attempts at goal just because of his movement.
So they are owning territory at the moment, Brisbane. Archie with a little shove, but it's okay. Atkins to Koning to give it back to Atkins. Now to Dangerfield, they close him down. So he mungs one down the line. Almost Stengel. Gardner's there as well. Did Gardner reef it back in? Yes, he did.
This is Starcevic. He's gone back with a flight, had a solid hit with Dempsey, and he stayed down on the ground. He's had concussion issues in the past as well.
He was concussed in round 1, a really nasty one. It didn't return until round 14. Worrying signs.
Has not moved.
Short ball for Stengel.
He has not moved, Starcevic, from that position.
Another short ball, and that's not far enough. Mana gets clobbered.
And of course, they've made their sub.
Starcevic just gets to his feet now, but I'm sure he'll need to be extracted out of the game for further assessment. They'll take him off the ground now. As Cornty said, they've used their sub. Stengel, Dempsey. Boundary line beat them all. Down to you, Mitch.
Yeah, Brandon Starcevic is coming off with the medicos now. He's going to be assessed further, BT. As Kane mentioned, he missed 3 months at the start of the year with that concussion. This is a big worry.
So that now means that as a result of that, Dangerfield, does he get freed up now that Starcevic has gone off the ground? Bailey, we'll wait and see what transpires there. It's a bit of a worry. Kane, I reckon. High footy. Henry, off hands McInerney, could have handball, decided to go the rubber. It's now a foot race. Morris and Humphries. O'Connor there as well. Humphries looking for the boundary line. He's desperate. He almost did it touch style. Didn't get there. Ball up.
Brilliantly done from Logan Moss. Great contest. There it is. But you're right, BT. So how much can they drag out of themselves? The Lions, they're banged up. They've had a long finals campaign. The extra game, 7 seasons of finals in a row. That man, Lachie Neale, underdone. Lohman is sore. Dunkley is sore. Starcevic probably ruled out of the game, and they've already made their sub. How much can they drag out of themselves?
Why have they taken Dangerfield off while Starcevic is off?
McInerney with the 2 fists. Atkins floats it. Neale with a big ball to win. Archie ground level. Blitzards might be happy to have it held in.
I cannot believe that Starcevic is off the ground injured. He's been doing a great job on Dangerfield, and now this is where the people on the bench need to get better and understand when there's an opening.
Dunkley, that ball didn't go far enough. Guthrie, 1v2 again. It works for Brisbane.
Gardner to Wilmot. Mitch, what's happening with Jeremy Cameron? He's been off for 9 minutes.
And still no sign of him, BT. He's down in the rooms. Jack Martin, the sub, still yet to be warming up.
Don't know where to look in this game. It has been amazing. Leicester off to Fletcher. Long ball. McInerney, the danger. Over the back was Henry, saved the day. Got rid of it, kept it rolling. Here's Gallup. A rare touch for him. Ashcroft got it to Bruce. Out the back. Cameron looking to get over the top. It's marked. Finally, someone gets a game.
This is where Richo spoke earlier about Oscar McInerney. Watch him. He's just holding out Sam de Koning so he could come third across. No, Charlie's got more experience.
Great use of the body as well from Cameron. 20 metres out directly in front for yet another 7-point lead. Cameron directly in front. He's got a couple.
Well, this guy can get the Brisbane crowd going. Look at that, the passion, what it means. And a little bit of razzle-dazzle with Kai Loman. Lockie Neal's in there, and Starcevic, the big story out of this game. And to be brutally honest, his career after his history down to the race to get a further examination.
15-minute exit out of the game is massive too, with no sub left. Holmes. Long ball, deep ball. To the front, Stengel couldn't win it. Fletcher's been superb. Handball. Doesn't quite work, but a high contact free.
Always Starcevic out there, moved Darcy Gardner over to Paddy Dangerfield. Those two that were tangled up in that last inside 50.
That's Archie. A long one forward. And a push. In the back. It's going to go the way of... Advantage! Sullivan, and now advantage here for Bowes, but he ain't got a lot to go to. He goes to Ollie Dempsey in the air. Normally a good option, although Archie is able to impact, and there's Jack Martin.
Yeah, I reckon this is going to happen, JB. I don't hold out much hope for Starcevic at all, Kane, on the back of what you just said before.
Yeah, no, I think Starcevic is in trouble, and Jeremy Cameron's the other one. 10 minutes on the bench, so Martin can come on and replicate not Jeremy Cameron's ability, but the role that he plays.
Come down to you and Mitch in a moment. There's so much happening down there at the moment. McCluggage through the middle. That is going to affect the game. Morris clever. Guthrie under Cameron pressure. Real pressure now. Held to him. No opportunity to get rid of it, Mitch.
Jeremy Cameron's still in the rooms, and Jack Martin's still back row of the bench with his warm-up top on. I reckon they're going to make this call at 3/4 time, BT. They've got 2.5 minutes to get through.
Yeah, it's worth waiting, isn't it? No point doing it now. For a knockdown. Henry's got to go. Cameron did. Back down to the pack. It is tightening up. Richo, what do you got for us? Richo?
Yeah. I just reckon key forward. Who can get something out of a key forward for the rest of this game? Cameron gone. Can Neil do something? Can Logan Morris? Can Gallup? One of these keys. Can they take a contested mark in this last 35 minutes? It could be the difference in the game. We haven't seen it yet.
This is equal game high now for Brisbane. Can they add to it? Atkins spins out of there. Dempsey on the up. Clark end on end. The one-on-one didn't really work for Blitzarves. Look at Dangerfield. Charging in. He might go here. Ball just got out.
I reckon the Starcevic news is motivating Dangerfield at the moment.
So get him around the ball, I reckon, BT. Get the footy. In his hands, make him throw his weight around and get involved in the game like that.
There he is. He's sensing an opportunity. Make no mistake. You can see it. His attack on the footy in the last couple of minutes.
So I'd set up off the back of this stoppage and come through with your momentum towards goal. I think he's on the wrong side of the stoppage here.
For Atkins out the back door. Fletcher wraps him up.
Especially if you've got Darcy Gardner on you. If you go forward, he's happy. He's happy to have his back to goal. Bring him up to the contest and then lose him through stoppage.
He's 10 metres off the stoppage here at the moment. Atkins' ball was smothered brilliantly off foot. Will Ashcroft went and got it, shoveled it out. Fletcher to Neil. Touch ball, there'll be no mark here. They'll fly. Guthrie the spoil. Loman into an open goal. Cameron's got the speed. He'll kick his third.
missed with the boot. Holmes has been very good. Reville got his way through. Again, a worrying ball here with Cameron lurking. Charlie, the spin didn't work. Dunkley, kick smothered. Clark's got to be very careful here. Smith into the path of O'Sullivan. His handball a little fierce. Through came Zorko. Off to Neil. From 50, Lockie Neil. 3 in a row, Brisbane.
About the leadership from the oldest man on the ground, Dane Zorko, to come off his man and set up this for Lockie Neal from 50. Look at that. Have they made the right call by picking him? I didn't think so. But perhaps Chris Fagan knows more about his player than all the rest of us.
Well, it's normally a 40-day injury. He's got back in about just over 20, so it's been amazing from Lockie Neal, setting a new pathway. Here's Lohman again. This is the trouble when it hits the deck and the Brisbane forward line. They have kicked 4 goals to 1 in this quarter. Geelong are in desperate need. It's the final 30 seconds of this third quarter. Blitzarves is there. And we'll have a stoppage. Mitch.
Jeremy Cameron back front row of the bench. Incredible. There's even more strapping on that arm. We thought they were going to sub him. 17 minutes off. Looks like he might be good to go in this last quarter.
Smith, Manor. Got his way through. Holmes, not quite. He would have been on his way. Dunkley was careful the way that he got out the back door. It was extraordinary stuff. McInerney bangs it on the boot. 10 seconds in the third quarter. De Koning drops the mark. O'Sullivan's caught in the tackle. It's all falling apart for the Cats. There's a few seconds. Can they hang on here? There's a second to go in the third quarter. It has been a dynamite Brisbane quarter of football. And they're going to have a free kick after the siren, I suggest. Signs on the bench are confused. Lohman looks. Someone holds up one finger. That means 1 second. Just as he was giving it off to Fletcher. So what do you do here? He knows he can't get there with the drop punt. Is it a barrel, or are you just hoping you do something extraordinary? Lohman, for a 5-goal quarter, got the barrel going, and it's a floater to the front. What a comeback. What a quarter of football. Look at the excitement on the face of the Lions. Lockie Neal came back into the game, and away they went. Brisbane by 19 points.
All right, three-quarter time, unexpected, but there we go. It's the Lions taking charge in this game with just a quarter remaining. It's 9-9-63, the Brisbane Lions. Geelong 6-8-44, 19-point leaders at three-quarter times. Well, the Cats could only manage 1 goal, 2 in that third term. And, of course, the Brisbane Lions, 4 goals, 3. Of course, they pulled the trigger, the Lions, bringing Lockie Neal onto the ground. He started at the second half on the ground. He looks pretty good out there at the moment. Of course, Jeremy Cameron went off with a bit of an arm injury. He was off the ground for some period of time, probably up to 10-15 minutes, but back on the front seat bench. So it looks like he'll remain in the game unless anything else is said up until three-quarter time. Of course, they were just about ready to make the sub. Of course, Geelong will make a sub not too far away, I would imagine. Get some fresh legs on the ground. Of course, Starcevich went off with a HRI. Get tested for concussion. We'll see whether he's back on the ground as well. Too sure. But there we go. I tell you what, 19 points, the margin. And it is looking, folks, it is looking like the Brisbane Lions, unless Geelong can pull something out of the bag, out of their trick bag, and get back into this game. Looking at the goal scorers up until three-quarter time, well, there's Charlie Cameron for the Brisbane Lions. He tops the table. He's the only multiple scorer. He's got 3 straight goals there for the Brisbane Lions, showing them how to kick it straight. 4 kicks, 3 goals. Charlie, Lockie Neal comes on. What an incredible sub he is. He's kicked 1. Logan Morris, McCluggage, Lohman, Bailey and Levi Ashcroft, all singles to the Brisbane Lions. For Geelong, though, Shannon Neal, all singles, Mullen, Maxi Holmes, Dempsey, Close, Bowles. I'll tell you what, none of the big guns are there. Shannon Neal, the only one. He needs to lead up at the ball instead of running away from it. Give his mids a little bit better. Maxi Holmes continues to top the table, 24 disposals. Up until 3/4 time in the grand final, 15 kicks, 9 handballs, 5 clearances. Jasper Fletcher and Will Ashcroft top the table for the Brisbane Lions, both on 22. Will Ashcroft doing good, 7 clearances there. Zorko, 21. He's having a good game. Bailey Smith, want to see him get back into the game. Want to see him put a bit of impact on this game. Just the 19 touches. Humphreys, 17 as we just roll on down. Oliver Dempsey standing up well there for the Caddies on 15. McCluggage, 14. He's just doing his role reasonably well, as Josh Dunkley is, with 14. Graham Myers, 13. Tom Atkins, 13. Who else? We got Harris Andrews doing fantastic. He's had 13 touches for the Brisbane Lions. 10 kicks, 3 handballs. All right, let's keep rolling on down. Kyle Lohman, just a 1 goal, 1 of his 5 kicks, up to 10 disposals for him. Paddy Dangerfield, tell you what, I want to see him get into this game. Come on, Paddy. We want to see your brilliance, your magic, what you always do. 8 disposals just for Paddy today. 4 kicks, 4 handballs, 2 marks, and a couple of tackles. I'd love to see him get on the scoreboard. Same with Jeremy Cameron, just 7 touches, 1 behind. It did look like he was going to be subbed off. As I said, he was off the ground for a long time. Finally got back up to the interchange. Sat on the front row of the seat, so that is always good news. The Brisbane Lions disposal count overall there plus 15. Inside 50s, they're gone inside 57 more times, 40 to 47 now for the Brisbane Lions. Looking at the free kick count, well, it's evened up a little bit, 20 to 11, big discrepancy at half time. Umpire's given the Brisbane Lions just a few more there. Looking at the clearances, it's all pretty tight. Centre clearances, it's 8 to 7, the Cats by 1, but the Lions doing the job around the stoppage clearances there, plus 7 around the stoppage clearances there. Uncontested, pretty tight, the Cats by 9. That was contested. I don't know why this keeps loading. Sorry, folks. There we go. Plus 14 to uncontested. Getting down to the marks, all pretty even there, 58-65. Brisbane Lions just a 1 extra inside 50 mark, 6 to 5. Continue to look at this tackle count. Tackle count's starting to really ramp up now, 55. Geelong putting a little bit more pressure back on now, 44. The Lions are plus 11 in the tackle count, but the tackles inside forward 50 are fantastic. 15 to 6. All right, let me get off this because it just keeps loading. There we go, 15 to 6 inside 50. Not sure why that's loading up, but there we go. It's 3/4 time. That's the Brisbane Lions by 19 points. We've got the final quarter about to get underway in the AFL Grand Final of 2025. Who's going to win it, folks? Good luck if you're a Cat supporter, if you can make a big comeback. Also, good luck if you're a Brisbane Lions supporter. Can you hang on to win another premiership flag? Well, we're going to head back down to the action. That'll take us into the bounce of the ball for the final quarter.
And it may well be that it's 4 goals, 3 to 1, 2 in that term. And BT, remarkably, only one team in the last 40 years has trailed at 3/4 time. The Cats in 2009 and won the flag.
Yes, Bruce, it's an uphill climb, isn't it? There's no doubt about that at all. And look at this, Chris Scott and Neil there. And Chris Scott, I reckon, saying to Neil, mate, you've got to find something.
There's no doubt about that. Richo was all over that early in the 3rd term. When Neil has to present at the kicker, Harris Andrews had a huge impact in the 3rd term. Down to you, Mitch.
Mitch, down to you.
Reece Stanley, back row of the bench. His day is done. Subbed out of the game. Jack Martin is in.
We are underway in the final term. This is massive. Blitzards has had a huge final series. He gets clobbered in a tackle by Rayner. Advantage paid! Charlie comes through. Got 3 already.
And know his name's Charlie, but he might be called Norm after this.
Oh, that is a huge crunching tackle from Cam Rayner.
And that's the type of things that Cam Rayner can do when it's not his day. A big turnover in the middle of the ground, crucial.
Charlie Cameron for his fourth, and to give Brisbane a 25-point lead. Brilliant start, final turn.
The wedding event of the year.
Well, there's a massive tackle there from Cam Rayner to get the free kick, and the smarts from Will Ashcroft, knowing that the forward line's set up. That's why, as Humphreys, as a defender, when you're that far away from the ball, you've got to be assertive for that quick surge kick, especially on someone like a Charlie Cameron. Mitch, down to you with news on Starcevic.
His day is done, Hodgie. The Lions down to 3 rotations. Geelong still has 4.
Cameron, Neil, blitz halves, Guthrie. So Geelong have just got to find something here now. It's all go. The last 4 goals kicked by Brisbane. Jeremy Cameron is in there. The knockdown front and centre. Dempsey was there. Stengel has a go. Leicester straight onto him.
Interesting, BT, that Stanley was the one that they subbed out. Jeremy Cameron, they must be reasonably confident. 17 minutes on the interchange bench with that right arm. I wonder how serious that is for Jezza.
They're in a deep hole here, the Cats.
This is where Gardner's got to be physical with him. He's got to bang arm. You've got to be pushing him away from where he wants to go.
Held in ball again. Neil to ground. And then it was Neil with a handball. To Koenig, unable to get the arms free. You heard the umpire, throw it in.
So I think you throw everything at Brisbane now. Looking at Patrick Dangerfield, he's just got to get up around the footy and impact and almost have a licence to get forward off the ball. No good him being starved at full forward there on Leicester. He's just got to get up around the footy in the next 5 minutes.
Little knock down here, Rayner. McCluggage. Gee, another one. It's nearly the end for the Cats. Cameron's in the mix here as well. O'Sullivan went up against the flight of the footy. Picked up here by Ashcroft. Ashcroft, nifty little ball to Bailey. Bailey is on a difficult angle, but this to give them a 31-point lead. Going to go around the corner is Bailey. Wow. They have kicked the last 4. At the moment, Geelong have no answer. Bailey! Short.
It's 1-6. JB.
Yeah.
Oh, the afternoon that man could have had.
And a helicopter kick straight into the guts of Jasper Fletcher. Inside go the Lions again. Cameron's already got 4, and he's feeling it.
And Logan Morris is really good there. He just got in the way. He knew Cameron was there, and he just got in the way and allowed Cameron to get a jump at that ball.
Will Ashcroft was by himself in the middle. Cam Rayner's told him to go over and settle down. Let your teammates play and think about the game. Will was 20 metres out all by himself.
For a bag of 5. And potentially to take his club to the Holy Grail. It looks like it's shallow.
Humphreys. Wide. Sullivan, good grab. Paid the mark here. Geelong are going to need to put some very impressive football together from here on in to trim this back. There's lots of time. Free kick will go the way of the Cats. There's Jack Martin into the game, and here they go. Now Blitzarves put a plate on. And 50 metres as well into the protected zone. I think it was either Fletcher or Neil. And this will be a certain Geelong goal. Just what Brisbane didn't need to do. Geelong have kicked one. They'll be back in business as a result. That is a bad blue.
This is where Martin comes back in. This is the impact he can as a sub. I'm not 100% sure. Yes, he runs in. He wasn't going to try and slow him down or delay him. Blitzarth was going back for a shot. But to the letter of the law, it's a 50-metre penalty. Huge goal for the Cats. Brings it back to 21 points.
That is a monster penalty in a grand final. Smith, again, a big tackle from Rayner.
Just coming this way, guys. This way.
They made a move on Charlie Cameron. O'Sheen Mullen did a great job on Nick Watson last week. He has gone to the goal square on the hot man, Charlie Cameron.
Shinning it was Smith. Here's Neil, the sub. Impact sub he has been. High ball to half forward. Morris out in front of Henry. And that's a high contact free all day long. Logan Morris. Drilling ball. Going to be interrupted in the air by Guthrie. That's a horrible kick from him. The turnover is massive. Rayner kicks the goal. They are celebrating in Brisbane.
It's a massive goal. It's also a massive blue. Big error, the fumble, the kick will be talked about. Rayner into the game, 27-point lead. Is this enough? Just when it looked like Geelong were getting something together. Still lots of time. 15 minutes. Neil, perfection out of the middle. Henry's there. Did well, got it to ground level, Guthrie.
I just love the last quarter of Cam Rayner. He did it with his defensive action. Here's Lachie Neale. I mean, that's how you draw it up at training for Lachie Neale. That's the Amy Centre Circle stats, and Lockie's done that better than anyone in the last 10 years.
Smith off the deck, Bose. They are hunting here. The Lions are hunting. Kick inside for Morris wasn't good.
Had to have deep breath there. Ashcroft, they had the free kick, didn't need to take that advantage. It was a poor advantage. This is where Danger's thought full forward, get him in around the ball. Last week he had 15 centre bounce attendances. Today he's had 8. They need his impact.
Here's Neil again. Off to Ashcroft. No way. What is going on?
Well, he touches the ball 1,000 times a day, Lachie Neale, and I'm sure when he was injured that didn't stop. How's the little give to Ashcroft? I thought those two best on ground in last year's grand final, certainly will with the Norm. They've kicked 7 goals from stoppages to 2. It's been a midfield smashing on grand final day.
He's 21 years of age, already has a Norm Smith medal. He may have another. Bailey, McCluggage, to Dunkley. Myers was there. At the moment, all of the run and the flow of this game is with Brisbane. And there doesn't appear much that Geelong can do. McInerney, Ashcroft again, Haley Smith, O'Connor hammers it, kneels hopelessly under the footy, and Harris Andrews has had a nice day.
Got Bowman out of side with a heap of room to move.
And you're loving this if you're Hugh McCluggage. Your tag's been dropped because Mullen's gone to Charlie Cameron. Now's your time to get busy late in the last quarter.
McInerney, well done. What a story he might be.
He's played a role, JB. The numbers aren't high, but he's had some important moments where he's just got in the way. He's a selfless team player. That's what he's done.
He's the soul of this team, Richo, too. The big O, they love him. To the back. Another magnificent handball. Here comes McCluggage. They can touch it. They've got their hands on the silverware.
Well, it's absolute party time for Hugh McCluggage because you look up the other end and your direct opponent who's had the wood on you is standing at full back and you are free to do as you please on the MCG on Grand Final day. The All-Australian 4 times in the squad. What a player he is and what a goal that was.
Fages is going to have a long wait. 39-point lead. Still lots of time on the clock here. Can't celebrate yet. McCluggage filling his boots. Morris.
It's just been too easy out of the stoppage. 8 clearances to 2 gain.
I just love their physicality today, and it wasn't his day, Cam Rayner, but this is how he started the last quarter. Then he got a goal, he got his reward. Defensively, they have been outstanding today. Plus 19 in tackles the lines.
Found another super sub. Lockie Neal's had 5 touches, 5 clearances in this quarter alone.
Wow.
Looking for a Morris major here. In he comes from 45 and it's offline. It's the first thing that's gone wrong for them in the quarter. They've had a terrific quarter. In front of just over 100,000 people. Many here today. Craig McRae, the Collingwood coach there.
Ball on the ground, BT. So Smith to run away. Runs a long, long way. Just got the kick off. Gardner.
Not 15. Play on. Play on.
Andrews. There is Rayner and he's taken high.
Put himself into the game into this last quarter. He's been tackling. Had a very quiet 2.5 quarters. He hasn't given up though.
This is just ridiculous what we're seeing. When you consider Kane Corns that they couldn't pick Payne, Hipwood, Coleman, Berry, Ainsworth, and they had to go around the world to get here. This is one of the all-time great performances. Lohman.
JB, if you look at it, it's one of the all-time great back-to-back performances. Both years, 4 finals. It's been extraordinary what they've done.
End zone. Inside they go. Gallop! Has hardly been sighted. They are all getting in on it now.
And that's what Richo was talking about with McInerney. He summed that up perfectly. Just getting his big body in the way so Gallop can come across and have his moment on Grand Final day.
This to make it 5 for the term. And it was always left.
So a massive crowd here today. Just over 100,000 people. 100,022, which is basically the capacity of this ground these days. So 3 consecutive crowds at the MCG for 3 consecutive games. in excess of 96,000. Zorko sends it inside. Big leap over the back from Bailey. Picked up here by O'Sullivan. Bangs it back in the blitz arms direction. He got clobbered by Zorko. They have just been full of run here, Brisbane. In this second half, they have been terrific.
15 of the last 17 scores in this game for the Lions. Chris Fagan, what a performance. In his 20th final as coach of the Brisbane Lions. Took over this club when they were rock bottom.
Coaching his third grand final, JB, since turning 62.
Incredible. And they are swarming. Lena, Lohman, Gallop. Terrific late smother, but it's all happening in the Cats' back half. Lawson Humphries. No one there. Harris Andrews going to have a couple to beat in the foot race. And he manages to do it. What a star.
How smart. How intelligent was that? That's the only thing he wanted to do. 2-on-1, get it to the boundary line and not make it look obvious. His second half has been enormous. 5 intercept marks again. That's 20 for the final series as Lachie Neale comes back on. And I think Harris is in the Norm Smith calculations, but Fletcher has been unbelievable. What a story that would be.
22 years ago today, they completed the three-peat, Brisbane. It's going to be a two-peat. Any other Norm Smith contenders you can see at the moment, Kane, just flick them our way. High footy out the back to Gardner here. Geelong will get the feet of Dempsey.
Charlie Cameron, if he kicks 4 from 13, one more would make it hard to leave him out.
Big impact, isn't it? Knocked away from Holmes.
He broke the game open, Charlie, so he has to be high in the pony. That was the winning period when he broke it open.
Ashcroft, big numbers again. 27, 9 clearances, 8 score involvements and a goal.
Gardner done his job. To the big O. Just stunned, BT, stunned Geelong fans in the house.
Considering what we saw 3 weeks ago, this has been a massive turnaround. They've come in, they went to work because the Cats 3 weeks ago really hunted their game style. They've been able to push through it.
Came in comfortable favourites in this game, Geelong. And their army of fans cannot believe what they're seeing.
Second tackle, holding the ball, Brisbane.
Holding the ball free here for Darcy Ford. Odds on to become a 2-time premiership player, Darcy Ford. Not that long ago he thought his career was over.
And how about the story of Oscar McInerney? Missing out last year.
McCluggage forward beautifully.
Having a day he had.
He deserves this, Bailey. I thought he looked the most dangerous with Rayner and McCluggage reasonably well held in the first half. He was running right, but just couldn't impact. He's had the 8 score involvements, 1-6. You'd love for this to go through for him.
For 4 in a row to a rampaging Brisbane Lions. That looks better. Enjoy that, Zach Bailey.
Hard to imagine that 25 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, this game was tight. And now the Lions have busted open. The celebrations have started. They are 47-point leaders. There's 8.5 minutes to go. They're going to win back-to-back premierships under Chris Fagan. A remarkable effort. They were not the favourites to win this game today. Geelong have let one slip. Brisbane have pounced and will be rewarded at the end of the day. Lohman funneled out the ball. Neale has proved many long. Kai Lohman! Stop. What's going on?
Wherever that Lockie Neal again has an impact. Quick hands from Gallup after the initial contest. Kyle Oman finishes it, puts it through, and then a little bit of a strut. And then you look across at Chris Fagan. He got a 53-point lead and does not crack a smile. Stands back, turns away. The boys on the bench are celebrating, not the coach.
They call him Loman, the showman. And that's why. A couple of fakes, give us something. Holmes, a long one. How good's Fletcher been? What about that pickup off the shoes?
You talk to Brisbane people, JP, and they just go, this guy's got levels to go to.
So
Fletcher, so he'll go midfield in the next 12 months.
definitely, Richo. The gunfather-son wins the norm last year. Fletcher a very good chance to win it this year. They're not going anywhere. Oscar Allen's coming in, Draper's coming in, some more youngsters. They'll get some injuries returning. This could be an absolute juggernaut, this Brisbane Lions team.
Archie. And that horrible feeling now for Geelong. Game gone. Opportunity gone. And they don't come around every year. And Chris Scott knows that better than anyone. Lions fans have been enormous. Atkins close. Close, Smith down, turnover, Archie. Here is Loman, centre of the G, it doesn't sit for him. Brian Myers, looking for Cameron, just the one hand, that's all he needed. And a late, no, missed it.
And that's a calf, I think. Will not. It's either that or cramp. It's like it's cramp.
That's a good, yeah. Massive game from him today. That's a cramp.
Dempsey in the goal square, not sure how he missed that. Just had to dink it to him 5 metres, walk in goal, another one from the goal square for Dempsey, but he's seriously hurt, Jeremy Cameron. It's been a great effort to stay out there. It's obviously a completely different story to the qualifying final where he had 7 shots at goal in the first quarter.
Just looking at those pictures there, no one has left this ground. Given it to now a 52-point margin to Brisbane. They have stayed the 100,000. And then want to congratulate the team that wins this at the end on the final siren. Lockie Neal, so much talk about him. Would he get to the line? Wouldn't he get to the line? And there was not a lot of hope 5-10 days ago. But Lockie Neal, I think himself, had a lot of hope. Here's Dangerfield. Ashcrofts have been significant in this game. Archie, neat ball to Loman. Loman with a lot of space and time. Going to do well to cut him down from here. Humphries is giving chase. Loman to a one-on-one. Morris. Punch away by O'Sullivan. Morris. Quick hands. Bailey might get another. And he does.
Oh, he's had an afternoon now. He deserved that third goal. Kicked 11 goals to 2 in the second half, 7-1 in the last quarter. And there's the smile, Hodgie. That's what you wanted.
There he is, he's starting to crack a smile, the great man. Smith. And there we go again. Rayner, brilliant. The rundown tackle times 3. Rips the headband off Bailey Smith. There's Ashcroft's goal side. They go inside again, and McCluggage. This has become a procession and a celebration. And these gentlemen can't believe it.
McCluggage was just on the interchange bench celebrating with Chris Fagan. He comes straight back on and goes forward like only he can do and find space. He's the best, I reckon, midfielder to find space in the forward half. And once that tag has been dropped, he's cashed in.
Trying to record their biggest ever grand final win, 60 points last year against Sydney. Holds it at the moment, but they are hunting it down.
Talk about resilience in football, and you look what this club has done in the last 2 years. Being 4 wins from 12 games last year, coming back from GWS and then this year. The injuries that they've had to main blokes. Jared Berry missing out this week. Lockie Neal coming back in. Adding that, McCarthy Ainsworth, Jack Payne, Kitty Coleman.
Distance warning, Brisbane.
It's been an amazing 2 years for this football club.
So who's going to sit on the bench at the end? There won't be too many players that want to hold that position for Brisbane. They'll all want to be on the ground. Have a look at that scoring chart. It's been all Brisbane here in this quarter, in the second half, in fact. Max Holmes went for the soccer. Nothing forthcoming there. 4.5 minutes until they can absolutely celebrate. Must be nice, though, Hodgie, knowing you're so far in front that you can enjoy the final moments.
Yeah, especially when you know Fags are smiling, that's when they can sit back and relax. Really soak it up in front of 100,000 people.
Loman, he wants another one. Henry beats him, and that'll be taken over the line. And James Orko as well. Another good year for him.
Oscar Mark.
12 goals 7 and 2 goals 3 since half-time, BT. And Cats just do not concede these sort of scores. The highest score they conceded this year was 113 against the Dogs.
Play on!
Mark, the handball missed its target, Holmes. Not the grand final he wanted, Dempsey. A one-on-one win, a rare one against Kalachi. See some of those injured players coming down. Barry Payne, who put me in amongst it. Ainsworth, Kitty Coleman. As Dempsey kicks a goal for Geelong.
When the Norm Smith medal came, Harris Andrews.
He's been great. I think he's in the conversation.
What about him?
Well, he's in the conversation as well. I think Fletcher and Ashcroft.
What about him?
They're the 3 or 4 for me, I reckon.
What about him?
Yeah, he's been good, particularly in the second half, BT. Tough decision.
What about him?
For the judges.
Back to the middle we go. Ashcroft. There's a number to select from. Difficult decision, that is for sure. Wilmot. Pick up here by Fletcher was superb. The hands from McCluggage and Neal. He says, you run. You're better at this than I am. He can sneak one here. McCluggage rams it home. He's got another. The celebration he's kicked for McCluggage. He's got to be in the voting.
have 3 goals, as you said. It's their highest scoring quarter of the year.
Bounce. Oh, this is ridiculous.
He's doing laps of honour already. Absolutely amazing. To Smith. Bailey Smith goes long and deep. Leicester off hands Dempsey goal.
Okay today, but his frustration ringing out.
Another centre clearance. Cluggage a dribbler. Archie. There is Smith.
Play on!
Not far enough. Inside 50 ball, not quite sitting for danger. Zorko's been very good, so has Harris Andrews. Charlie's got 4. Oh, and the footy's being held up.
When you think about it, JB, this could have easily been a three-peat. I mean, they lost to Collingwood by 4 points 2 years ago without Ashcroft. Remember, he was injured.
Go high here. Luggage again. And the flicking handball is good for Sean Manor. His long one again will find Dempsey, who, as Kane Corns just said, has been far from Geelong's worst. He's going to run around, look to kick his 4th. That's a fine effort. Well, Brandon Starcevic is a story. Many think this is his last game as a Brisbane Lion. Massive offer from the West Coast Eagles. So what a way to go out for him. Jared Berry popped his shoulder, didn't play it.
Yep. He looks happy enough, but he would have loved to have been out there. Holmes. Short one here to Manor. Manor will go forward again. Just a minute now until they can really let celebrations get underway. And there's another one for the Cats. So trimming up this margin ever so slightly, a little more respectable. 47 points at this stage. Harris Andrews, those two there have done a great job in defence. Leicester was great early.
I think their defence has just been so good. I think Gardner on camera and the job that he has done and the weapon that you thought he might be. Harris Andrews just an absolute rock today and right throughout the final series. And Leicester's done his job as well, and then the Smalls have given them what they always do. Zorko and Fletcher in particular just been enormous again today.
What a performance this has been from the Brisbane Lions. Underdogs coming into this grand final. Had to do it the hard way again. banged up, we all heard, entering the game. Just incredible. Lockie Neal out of the air. Ball bounces to centre half forward. Little handball for O'Connor. And that's busted out of his hands.
Little knockdown here, picked up once again by Bailey. Bailey starting to tidy the scoreboard up for himself here at the moment. Sold some candy, beautiful ball, couldn't quite get there, Loman. So 30 seconds left in the game. Who would have thought at half-time when it was all squared up that we would be somewhere around this 47-point margin in favour of the Lions? Extraordinary second half has been put on here by the Brisbane Lions. Henry, little handball out wide, finds Manor. On to Holmes, 20 seconds and counting. Holmes sends it down the eye, diddle. Gardner is there to cut it off. Is there one more for Brisbane? As it's marked in the middle, 10 seconds. Chris Fagan and his team have once again conquered footy's Everest. The Brisbane Lions will win back-to-back AFL premierships. Amazing scenes as Brisbane get it done. 47-point victors.
Brisbane Lion fan to think that it was going to unfold like this today.
No one really gave them a chance. They did. It's one of the great grand final victories you will see. Tough draw, injuries, lose the first final on the road. The story of Lockie Neal. It is amazing.
These gentlemen cannot believe what has happened.
It's Duncan there, of course, this young man here, Morris. Superb campaign, a quiet day today, but he's had significant games where he's been ultra important.
Really great last quarter tackles that you've seen.
All right, let's get downstairs having answers there.
Lockie Neal, back-to-back premiership captain. Sounds pretty nice, doesn't it?
Well, I haven't done a whole lot of captaining the last few weeks. It's been Harris, so I can't take too much credit, and guys like Huey and Dunks have steered the ship the last 6 or 7 weeks while I have been missing in action, so proud of this group. Bloody hell, I'm pretty speechless. That performance was hard to describe. But we're on.
Unbelievable second half. I mean, your goal in that third term was sensational, but at what point did you know that it was yours? Because it was nice for you guys to be able to celebrate for that last kind of 5 or 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, we've been lucky enough to have that the last couple of years, and at half-time it certainly didn't look like it was going to be a result like that, so maybe halfway through the last when we piled on a few, halfway through the last I was like, oh my God, we're going to do it again.
How challenging was it for you coming in as the sub? And I guess just talk us through how that all unfolded during the week.
Yeah, I felt like a bit of a supporter in the first half, riding all the bumps. I was probably the most nervous I've ever been at half-time, knowing that I was going to come on to start the third. It's probably the most nervous I've ever been in a game of football with the scores tied in the grand final and limited prep. But yeah, it's a little bit easier when everyone's tired and you're fresh, so felt like I covered the ground pretty well.
Soak it up, my friend. Richo, we're going to get over to you. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Abby. We've got Harris Andrews here. Just a phenomenal performance, Harris. It's hard to imagine better back-to-back premierships than what your team has just achieved.
Yeah, no, it is. All credit to Geelong. They're an unbelievable football team. We knew we were going to be up against it today, and they fought hard, and just so proud of the boys, the ability to grit. And at the end of that third quarter, when the whips were cracking, our boys stood up, and that last quarter, we knew they were going to fire shots, and around the ball, the way we get this going forward, it's unbelievable.
What is it about this footy club, mate? Just the adversity, basically all year. You've had things you've had to overcome, and you've bounced back from every one of them.
It's all about the culture, Richo. Mate, we've got a really special group of guys. special staff that, you know, we wrap our arms around everyone. And to see the adversity we've gone through this year and last year as well, and to come out the other side, like, it's phenomenal. And sort of dawning on me a little bit the journey we've been on since Faye's got here, but just very proud and you know, it's awesome.
A guy that had some challenges this year, Charlie Cameron, he broke the game open for you, mate, when someone needed to win it.
His forward pressure, unbelievable. You're right, he did go through it a little bit this year, the way critics were after him, but, you know, Fakes, to his credit, and playing group as well, wrapped our arms around him and made sure that we remind him how good he is. And on the biggest of days, he comes to the floor, kicks, I don't know how many goals, but his pressure, his ability to get the ball forward and just hunt, incredible.
Mate, sensational performance from yourself, the whole final series. Enjoy it. Much deserved premiership. Well done, Harris.
Thanks very much, Richard.
All right, BT, back to you, mate.
13 goals to 6 in the second half. What a game of football it was. Very close in the first. Brisbane have won back-to-back premiership. It's been amazing. The Norm Smith to come game. Give us a tip before we go to the break.
I'd probably vote for Fletcher, BT.
Okay, so that is all to come. And of course, we sum all of this up on the other side of the break.
All right, there we go. Game, set, match. Brisbane Lions victorious today. Big winners. 18-14, 122. The Cats 11-9, 75. 47 points a margin. Who would have ever expected that at half-time when scores were level? Tell you what, Geelong putting on 5 goals. One in that final term, though. They didn't shirk the task. But Brisbane Lions, well, they put on 9 goals, 5. They even betted Geelong there. It was just absolutely fantastic. There we go. 19 goals scored in the second half, 10 in the opening half. But it was a ring-a-ding-ding game. Look, Geelong tried their best, but Brisbane today, they were just way too classy. They were on song. That was Brisbane at their ultimate best. Geelong just couldn't break through. You know, it wasn't things that Geelong just couldn't do well. It's just that Brisbane Lions didn't allow the Cats to do it, and they were just full of running were the Brisbane Lions. And what an incredible super sub was Lachie Neale for the Brisbane Lions. Of course, it worked well. He got through the game well unscathed, and of course, fantastic news. Brisbane Lions again, premiership winners 2025 AFL football. Absolutely fantastic. Paul, good to see you. From where are you? Down Nang, all good stuff. Hanoi, then back to Thailand. Beautiful over there in the land of Vietnam. Good stuff. I tell you what, it was a fantastic game though. Up until half time, as I said, ring-a-ding. It was a real arm wrestle, 36 points apiece. Now the premiership quarter in the final third term, Brisbane started to open the game up. Got out to a 19-point margin, but then certainly piled on the goals. And it was yibbity-yibbita, folks. That was all in the opening final term. The Brisbane Lions running away victorious. Let's just have a look at the goal scorers. We'll head back to the commentators. They'll wrap up the game a little bit later. Hugh McCluggey, Joe, I tell you what, he had an absolute scintillating second half. He ended up with 4 goals. Charlie Cameron, Brum, also 4 goals for the Lions. Zach Bailey ended up with 3 goals, 6, if you don't mind, 10 scoring shots, 3 goals, 6. Kai Lohman with 2, Cam Rayner, Lachie Neale, Logan Morris, Will Ashcroft, Levi Ashcroft, all singles. For the Cats, Oliver Dempsey, best for them, with 4 goals and the only multiple. Shannon Neal, Mullen, Manor, Holmes, Close, Bowles, Blixars were the singles disposal getters out on the ground. Who led the way? Well, Maxie Holmes did, 33 there for the Cats. 21 and 12, 5 clearances. Will Ashcroft, though, another fantastic game, 32 touches. 20 and 12, 10 clearances, if you don't mind, umpire, 8 tackles, kicked a sausage roll. Next best, of course, was Bailey Smith there for the Cats on 29 with Jasper Fletcher on 29. Zorko, 28. There we go. Let's roll down. Hugh McCluggage ended up with 26. Humphreys, 23. Bailey, 23 also. There we go. Harris Andrews, another great game. 18 touches from him. Lachie Neale in a half of football. That's right. Come on as a super sub. Ends. There we go. Oh, we're not sure. I'm not sure. They haven't announced that just yet. Lachie Neale, though, the super sub. Come on at half time. 17 touches, 8 kicks, 9 handballs, 2 marks, 3 tackles, 7 clearances, and a goal for the half of footy. So he certainly did have a big impact in the game as well. Dunkley was pretty good there. Also for the Lions was 16 touches. Tell you what, there's a few good plays. You could choose anyone from Brisbane who's going to win it. You know what? McCluggage I thought was good. I thought McCluggage was pretty good. I thought he was well held early in the opening half. I think he was restricted to about 10, but geez, I tell you what, when it counted, Hugh McCluggage certainly stepped up in that second term. Yeah, but there's a few. There is definitely a few. I tell you what's going to be interesting. Who do you think? Who do you think's going to win it? Who do you think's going to win it? Let's go back up to some of these. I tell you what, this other play was pretty good also. Where is he with the 6? Zach Bailey was pretty good. 3 goals, 6, 23 touches, 5 clearances. He was also fantastic. If he had a kick straight, I tell you what, would have been a lot. Danger? I don't think you mean Danger from Geelong, because Danger was very. No, he had a super quiet day today. I'm just still looking for his. Paddy Dangerfield just had 10 touches today. 10 touches, 4 kicks, 6 handballs, 2 marks, 2 tackles. That was all for Paddy. Didn't hit the scoreboard at all. Look, gave it a bit of a try, but geez, I tell you what, this Brisbane Lions team today, well, they just dominated the game after half time. As I said, it was a real arm wrestle up until half time. It could have been anyone's game, whoever was going to take their moment, take their chances, and of course that's exactly what the Brisbane Lions did in the second half. Late in that third quarter, and then just put them away from go to woe in the final term. All right, we're going to head back down to the commentators. They'll give us a little bit of a wrap up, and hopefully we'll find out who the Norm Smith medalist is in today's grand final. All right, so they're just about back. They're still playing a bit of music. We won't put the music on there, but everyone around the Brisbane Lions, they're cheering, they're happy, and I tell you what, of course, they're talking about adversity. They had to go through some big things this year. They certainly came out the right side. All right, let's head back down to the ground.
And a lot of emotion out there. 47-point victory. How can you sum it up, JB? What do you...
Well, that shows you the hard way of getting there for Brisbane. 6 players who didn't play last year in the Premiership. It is a mighty effort.
Let's get down to Hamish McLaughlin, who's down there ready for your presentation.
Thank you, BT. As we commence our formal presentations, we firstly acknowledge and thank the AFL's premier partner, Toyota, represented today by Matthew Callahor, President and CEO of Toyota Australia. Please join now in congratulating today's field boundary and goal umpires on their contribution to today's match. I'd like to invite 1981 VFL Grand Final umpire Michael Dyer to present the AFL umpires' Grand Final medals, and Jacob Mollison to come forward to accept the medals on behalf of the umpiring team. The Geelong Football Club have had an incredible season and gallant in defeat today on the game's biggest stage. Would you please welcome the captain of the Cats, Patrick Dangerfield, to come forward and say a few words on behalf of the club.
Firstly, congratulations to Fades, Harris, Lockie and the entire Brisbane Lions organisation. You guys were super today, thoroughly deserving winners. To the AFL, thank you for putting on the best game in the world. To the fans who make it the best game in the world, we love you guys. Both Brisbane and Geelong fans, that is what is so special about our game. To our guys, be proud, hold your heads up high. We don't as Australians always celebrate those that come second all that well. but there's plenty to be proud of today. Beaten by a better side, but very proud of our team. To our major sponsors, thank you for your support. But Brisbane, you are far too good. Congratulations. Enjoy your celebrations. Thank you.
Thanks, Paddy. Please join me in welcoming two-time Norm Smith medalist Luke Hodge to announce and present the Norm Smith Medal to the player adjudged best to field in the 2025 Toyota AFL Grand Final.
The winner of the Norm Smith Medal for a second time is Will Ashcroft.
Firstly, just the major sponsors, Toyota and Yui. We appreciate everything you guys do for us. To the Cats boys, you guys are unbelievable all year. We knew we were going to be in for a battle today, and so yeah, congratulations to the great year. I'm sure you'll be back very soon. To the crowd, unbelievable both sides. We appreciate everything you guys do for us week in, week out. And to the Brisbane Lions Footy Club, from top to bottom, everyone puts in so much work. To the boys, we just keep turning up. We keep battling through adversity. Can't wait to enjoy tonight and the next week, and then we get back to work and go again next year. Thank you guys. Cheers.
It's every young footballer's dream to be on the grand final stage on the last Saturday in September. So it's with pleasure that we welcome the 23 winners of the NAB AFL Auskicker of the Year competition from the NAB AFL Auskick program. They will now present the medallions to each player of the winning team. Number 1, Kai Lohman. Number 3, Jasper Fletcher. Number 4, Calamachi. Number 5, Josh Dunkley.
You did great, mate.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Here's your hat.
Thank you.
Number 6, Hugh McCluggage. Ashcroft.
Ashcroft. Number 13, Logan Morris. Number 15, Dane Zorko. Number 16, Cam Rayner.
Thanks, mate. There you go. I want to be just like you, man.
Thanks, but I want to be like you. Number 20, Sam Marshall. Number 22, Ty Gallup. Number 23, Charlie Cameron. Number 27, Darcy Gardner. Number 32, Darcy Ford. Number 33, Zach Bailey. Number 35, Ryan Lester. Number 37, Brandon Starcevic. Number 38, Bruce Reville. Darcy Wilmot. Number 46, Oscar McInerney. And the captains. Number 9, Lockie Neal. Number 31, Harris Andrews.
Very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's 2 for you.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Thank you. Awesome.
The Ron Barassi Medal is awarded to the Premiership captain as a tribute to a man who has left an extraordinary legacy in the game of Australian rules football. Please welcome Ken Fraser, a member of the Australian Football Hall of Fame and a member of Essendon's Team of the Century and 1965 Premiership captain, to present the Ron Barassi medals to captains Lockie Neal and Harris Andrews.
Firstly, I'd like to thank Geelong, Danger and Chris. You guys have an unbelievable season, and we've really admired everything you guys have done as a footy club, and we've really aspired to be like you guys. So thank you so much and best of luck. To the sponsors, the AFL sponsors Toyota, our major sponsor Yui, and all our partners, thank you so much for your support throughout this year and the last couple of years. It's been a great journey. To the families, the coaching staff, everyone inside the footy club, we're very, very grateful for your support. You guys, we can't do what we do without you guys, so thank you so much for all the sacrifices you make week in, week out. To the playing group, what a special group of guys. Obviously the guys that played today, but the extended group, the whole playing list, it's a special place to come to work every day, and I count myself very lucky that I can be a part of it. Unbelievable. A big thank you to all the fans that came today. To our fans, the Brisbane Lions fans, best in the league. Thank you so much for coming along the journey over the last couple of years. It's been awesome. We really appreciate the love and support down here and all around Australia. Hope you guys enjoy this.
Would you please now welcome Adam Simpson to present the Jock McHale Medal to the coach of the 2025 Toyota AFL Premiership team, Chris Fagan of the Brisbane Football Club. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Geelong. You're an awesome footy club. You always give yourself a chance. I have total respect for you, so I'm sure we'll be back bigger and better next year. To our supporters, you've been absolutely amazing for us all year. We love the way you made a noise for us today and inspired us. Thank you so much. To our football department, what a brilliant job you've all done. I'll thank you all in the next few days, but you're a pleasure to work with, and you come to work every day and put your best foot forward, so well done on that. To our players, what an amazing group you are. It's been pretty tough this year at times, and we've found a way. I have total respect for you. Well done. Thank you. We have much pleasure in inviting Lions legend Jonathan Brown to present the Premiership Cup to the Brisbane Lions.
So, Kane, your immediate reaction to what we've seen today?
One of the great grand final victories I've seen, Bruce. This team, the adversity, the challenges, the injuries, the scheduling, losing the qualifying final like they did, to rebound under the adversity, the story of Lachie Neale and Chris Fagan could not have coped any better today. This game today has made a lot of players' reputations grow like you wouldn't believe. And what about the coach?
Yeah, a dynasty again after the Matthews dynasty at the start of the century, and another one here. Been remarkable, that's for sure and certain. And these are the scenes we started the day with, aren't they? They're the best images in football. They last forever. It's official, Brisbane reigns supreme. So celebrate with the Lions going back to back with this limited edition tribute. It's officially and personally signed by the Premiership team. Secure yours today at officialmemorabilia.com.au, and I reckon that's going to be a pretty popular get for a lot of people. We're going to take a break for just a moment or two. We have got so much more to offer here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Brisbane, back to back.
All right, folks, there we go. Game, set and match. Of course, Will Ashcroft, another second Norman Smith medal. Presentations, trophies awarded. Tell you what, as happy scenes down on the ground there at the MCG, everyone ecstatic and joining. There's big smiles all around there for the Brisbane Lions. Supporters, fans, players, coaches, staff, everyone. It's just magnificent. Tobin, your team lost. Commiserations to that. I'll tell you what, Brisbane were just way too good today. They were just, well, I'll tell you what, the second half, they were just brilliant. Geelong tried their hardest, of course, but there was no way through that incredible Brisbane Lions team today. Adam, how you going? Adam Lakowski, what's happening? Harry Eastwood, Geelong. I don't know. I think Geelong will be back up there again somewhere next year. That is for sure and certain. You just never know. The good teams always seem to rise. So, of course, look, we thought the Geelong was going to be the hard team to beat today, going in as favourites, and Brisbane, the outsiders. But I tell you what, what Brisbane have been able to achieve in the past few weeks has been absolutely brilliant to get the job done, to actually make it to the grand final and then have such a commanding performance like they did today. So there we go. That is game, set, match. That wraps up, of course, season 2025 AFL football. Brisbane Lions running out big winners, 47-point margins, 18-14-1-22, defeating Geelong 11,975. Of course, we did have the poll. 57% went for the Cats. I was one of them. I actually tipped the Cats today. I got that one wrong. You never know. Next year, hopefully we'll get that one right. All right, folks. Hey, thanks for tuning on for this season of AFL football action. And probably, don't forget, I will cover the last couple of games of the NRL if you're interested in that. Of course, we've got a game on tomorrow at the NRL. Of course, that is the preliminary final, I think, between the Broncos and the Panthers. And then next week, we've got Melbourne Storm, if you're a Victorian, Melbourne Storm in the grand final. They'll play the winner of the Broncos and Panthers next week, so it should be good. I might even cover when the AFLW finals come around, the women's AFL. I might actually cover the finals of those rounds as well and into the grand final of the AFLW football. So that should be pretty good as well. We'll be looking forward to that. I think they've already had a few rounds so far in the women's AFL. I think they've got 12 rounds this year. So, yeah, we'll probably cover the finals matches of them as well. All right, folks. Hey, thanks, everyone, for tuning on in. I hope your team won today. Congratulations. Commiserations, of course, to Geelong. But you know what? You still made the grand final, and that's a feat in itself. I'm tipping there'll be a lot of other teams wishing they could have actually made the grand final and experienced this day that it is as a whole. And, of course, the lead up to the grand final during the week. I tell you what, two great sides. They've won plenty of flags this century between them. They're probably the best two teams at the moment. So there we go. Another year of football. I tell you what, I'm already waiting, folks. I'm already waiting for the AFL season to kick off again, but we've got to wait a few months before that happens. But as I said, we'll cover the final series of the AFLW, the women's AFL football, which will probably be coming up in a few weeks, I would imagine. And, of course, we've got the NRL rugby prelim game tomorrow. And then, of course, next week we've got the grand final of the NRL next week. So we'll cover that as well. It should be a ring-a-ding-ding game. And then we can all, hopefully we can all cheer on Melbourne Storm, the Victorian side, to get the job done in the grand final. It should be an absolute ripper. All right, folks. Hey, thanks everyone for tuning on in today's coverage throughout the finals and, of course, throughout the whole season of football this year. Of course, AFL football 2025 was a ring-a-ding-ding season, certainly with ups and downs. Look, it was anyone's chance this year to win the flag going into the final series. But, of course, the Brisbane Lions, well, I'll tell you what, the Smoky, they certainly came through the pack and got the job done well with their experience, their class of player. They certainly performed to their peak today out on the ground, the MCG. I didn't quite officially hear the crowd. I'm thinking the crowd was up around 100, just over the 100,000 mark today. So well done to everyone out there. What a fantastic atmosphere. Everyone's stuck around until the final siren, so that was fantastic to see. All right, folks. Hey, thanks everyone for tuning on in again. I'll say thanks very much. Always appreciate it. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up on your way out. Appreciate that as well. But until next time, ciao for now, and we'll see you at the next game.